beautiful freaks. Welcome to a brand new episode of FREAKQUELS. I'm EJ Leeson, and I'm joined by my co-host, the unapproachable Rory.
That is the most accurate description ever.
I can agree with that.
Because I don't want people to approach me.
Right, yeah.
Like, sometimes people are like, hey, I'm like, get away from me, Grandma.
Or you just, like, look at them and don't respond.
Yeah. I do that thing where I put, like, a finger to my lips and
like
then I
shush?
slowly go to their lips.
A shush
Yeah.
face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course,
I hate you, Grandma.
the pod keeper himself.
What did she do to you?
Well,
Bibs and Cribs are his jib. Young Vince. What's up, baby?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? Caught me off guard there. That's good. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Just wrote that last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
it sounded like you took a couple weeks on it.
No,
It's
just,
good.
But
That's
I
a
also-
solid one, man.
I also feel like you were very satisfied with that. Like when you
I
wrote that,
actually-
you were like, "That's."
because
good.
I love talking about before we started. We were talking about different phrases and stuff we love. I like the cut of your jib.
I like
is
the cut of your
one of my
jib.
favorite phrases.
So you like the cut of his bib.
I like the cut of your bib.
Ah, there
Yes.
it is. Okay, good.
Yeah. And last but
I like the cut of my
certainly
crib.
not least, local actress, playwright, director, and NEPTA winner, Marcie Riebe.
Riebe.
Wait,
Wow.
let me do it again.
No. It stays.
No,
It stays.
I'm doing it again.
No, leave it there.
Marcie Riebe.
Hey, you know who's editing this? Me. And I'm leaving that in there. All the
Perfect.
credibility you gave that woman just now. And then you
And
couldn't
then
get
you
her
messed
last
up the
name.
name.
Yeah.
It's like freebie with no F.
So
You're right.
You are our John Travolta.
Adina Menzel. What did he
You're
call her
better.
though? I forgot.
My tongue can't do whatever the
Yeah.
hell he was doing. So.
But so Marcie, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Thank
What-
you for having me.
I know, I'm so excited. I remember meeting you for the first time on It's Not Easy Being.
Yes,
a
that
show
was my
you
first
wrote.
play that we produced.
Yeah. And I just remember automatically thinking you were one of the funniest people I ever met.
Oh, thanks.
You were
You know what,
hilarious.
though? Was that the first one, or did we do those one acts first?
No, I think that's the first time I met you. And then I did the one acts
After. That was after.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I'll never forget the first time I met you when I walked through the door tonight.
Thank you.
And wasn't it? It was special.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special.
So how did you get into acting? Did you always do it since high school?
I did start in high school in the drama club, and I was president of the drama club, the second president, and we had a whole gag at the award ceremony that year that nobody remembers the seconds of anything, who talks about Buzz Aldrin, the second guy on the moon,
Yeah.
And we actually, two of my friends were my bodyguards, and we had an assassination attempt to try to make it memorable. And I talked to somebody from high school a couple months ago, and they didn't remember it either. So I'm like,
wait, an assassination attempt on who?
on me.
On you?
Yeah.
Did you
she's
have
the
one of those
was
crazy
acting. It was
person
just-
boards on the wall? Like all the pictures?
With the
like
strings?
the
Yeah.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was
They're
just
like,
one of-
yeah, we were just joking. And you're like, yeah, me too. She just shows up at a bridge and throws a gun into the water.
With a file, just getting rid of the serial number.
I guess I am Buzz Aldrin.
But and then you acted through college, and then when did you start writing and stuff too?
I actually didn't act in college. I did work in the theater, as a work study student, but I wasn't
okay.
doing any acting. I didn't get back to it until 2016 when I went to Diva to audition for what was it called? The Smell of the Kill.
Oh, okay.
And Paige made me an understudy because I had two jobs and I didn't really have a lot of availability. But then I actually had to go on as the understudy, so that was nerve-wracking. But then I got the bug again, and that's it.
So, which one of these clowns do you know? EJ?
I know EJ
Okay,
Yeah.
so how do you know him and when?
from Diva,
Yeah,
from when he
Diva
did
Theater.
my show in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where we met.
And what was the show? What was his?
He was my dog, Murphy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He looked like a Dalmatian.
Yeah.
Even to this day, still does.
So
Adorable.
what happened was during
Adorable.
auditions, people were reading for different roles, and I was like, cool. And then I remember asking, specifically, I'm like, could I actually read for the dog?
He did. And we said, absolutely.
And then crushed it, obviously. And to this day, I think Robin says that's like one of her favorite performances.
From you?
Yeah. I had no speaking lines.
Of course not.
I was just a dog.
Tail wagging and befriending of snakes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the ending when they had to put you down.
That was my favorite part.
It was a little dark. A little dark.
Yeah.
Was that Robin's favorite part? Too?
Yeah, that was her
She
favorite.
did get up and start clapping.
A one-man
slow-
standing ovation?
Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of like fanning ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, like,
People are like crying and upset. She's like, yes.
get him.
I think she even held up a lighter and
Yeah.
it did not make.
She's like, I'll do it.
That's what I love about you. You give the audience what they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, that's what it's about. So, now that you have been acting, is there a certain role that was just like your absolute favorite that you've ever done?
Wow. I don't know if it was my favorite, but one that was like on my bucket list was Doris Strang from Equus, and I got to play that last year.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. But she is not a nice person, and I didn't really like living with her as long as I did because we actually had to postpone the show a couple of months because somebody had work like conflicts, and we had to reschedule. But that was kind of cool to get to play her, even though I don't really like her. She's not a nice person.
Right. Yeah.
You seem delightful, so yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And then, finally, okay. So you did that, and then you got into directing, and you just did Inconveniences with Mike and Chrissa Lou, friend of the show. So how was that, like, doing that huge show?
Well, I didn't get to direct this one
You
because
really
I
did
wanted.
your homework tonight, huh?
It's okay. I mean, I did kind
One
of
time
help.
you came prepared,
help.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't get her name right.
I'm not gonna get credit for directing, but I did help Paul, because Paul and I wrote the play together. But I wanted to be in it because I really liked the idea of the characters. So it was like the 7 deadly sins and 7 heavenly virtues, and they work for the powers that be. And then there's new employees brought in, the 7 modern inconveniences: apathy, anxiety, depression, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to be.
Did you
one
just
of
refer
those
to as anxiety as a convenience?
inconvenience?
Oh, I was going to say. Because I was going to say, wait a minute. My therapist has been lying to me.
Yeah.
That's a different show.
In this show, did EJ also play a dog?
No, I didn't get to be in it, and I was so bummed because like everybody was basic. Like there was like 27 people.
22, and then
Oh,
there were 7 like offstage
Right.
speaking parts.
Yeah, but there's so many people I know that were in it, like Pashi, Reed, Chrissa Lou, Maddie, you, and I was just like, oh my god, they're like,
Yeah.
what a great cast.
It really was. Like I've said to people, it was really just a great time. Like, like there's drama, but this one really didn't have. We had like one night that there was like drama that wasn't supposed to be there, and everything else was just fun. We just
Do
had a good
dish.
time. It
Spill the tea.
dealt with everyone really being funny and liking to spend time with each other and talking too loud backstage, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that happens. The best times are sometimes
Are backstage.
backstage. Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Well, that
it
sounds like
happens.
a lot of innuendo. Let's move on.
Yeah. So let's talk about the movie we're covering today. Marcie actually picked it, and it's a movie I watched maybe like 2003, and then Rory and I watched it together during like a trilogy night, and it's one of the coolest werewolf movies I think ever.
Yeah.
What did you? Because this is your first time seeing it, right?
Well, first of all, I love Jason Bateman, so to see him in this starring role was really exciting.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
not-
You watched the wrong.
Not Teen Wolf 2?
No, not Teen Wolf 2.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, we got to adjust. We're talking Teen Wolf 2.
All right.
Teen Wolf 2, let's go.
Can you do me a favor and go to somebody else first? Because I'm going to... Just let me get to Google.
Literally watching the movie on his cell phone right now.
No, both girls were adorable. I related to who's not
I know who you're
Ginger.
related to.
You exactly know who I related to.
One of the girls? I was going straight for the pothead.
Sam,
Someday my daughters will listen to
You
this.
should say Sam I am.
Yeah, no, this was enjoyable. While I thought it was too long, I thought it was okay. It was a pretty good, as far as werewolf movies go that I've watched thus far. This was pretty good. It was okay for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the way it looked. It was. We didn't get to talk about what movies we've seen this week, and I rewatched a movie for a upcoming episode, which I'm still reeling from because I forgot how amazing it was. But this was a good movie, so I would go back, and this is okay. I like it.
Yeah. It's like something you would revisit.
The acting is... No, I will not revisit it. No? I
No?
don't have the time for that. And that's another thing. Well, you know what? While I'm on this rant, let me get into this, because I've discovered that, like, I have a finite amount of time on this planet, and you guys make me watch some of these movies that I just feel like my time could be better used elsewhere. So it's like I'm kind of upset with you about it. But
tell me more about drywall.
Yeah, tell us about the drywall.
No, it's this one wasn't as bad as some of the other ones that you've made me watch. That's what I'll say.
What would be like thus far? What was the worst movie we made you watch?
What was the worst movie that you watched?
I would honestly, because here's the thing that I do in my life. Like, if something is tragic to me, I just kind of blank it out and like get away from it.
Repress it.
So I repress it. So if you were to ask me like what my favorite is, I don't remember because I've repressed it and I don't want to remember it. But yeah, I could probably look back while you guys are talking and see. What the
just
worst
in the middle
was.
of the episode, he just shouts out the name of a movie.
I think Hellraiser 2 is the movie you're like not into at all.
No.
You better.
Hellraiser 2 was
remember,
the-
Jon Snow is listening.
That's fine
You
because
bite
I
your
love
tongue.
him. He's a good guy. But Slumber Party Massacre was something outrageous. So yeah, that might be one of them. You asked me my opinion.
Yeah, but how dare you? But no, I would say Ginger Snaps, which is the movie we're talking about today, is one of my favorite werewolf films.
Sure.
To give it a positive note, it has a really cool look, and I like the whole aesthetic of it. Like, I like they didn't make werewolves look ridiculous. I like that they made them look like an uncircumcised. But I like that whole idea of it because they mentioned that in the movie. But it wasn't like it was still scary, but I thought it was cool. Like it could have been way worse than it was.
Can I share a story with you guys?
Please save me.
Okay. Years ago, actually, this is two separate Monster Manias. I met Catherine Isabel and Emily Perkins.
Oh, very cool.
Emily Perkins is delightful. She is super fun, super nice.
Which one's the main star?
Catherine is
she's B.
She's B?
Yeah.
Okay. I loved B.
Bridget.
B was my
Yeah.
favorite.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Bridget looks how I feel sometimes,
But she...
like
yeah.
wide-eyed and uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Catherine Isabel, she was there. She may not have wanted to be there, but she was there. She had like sunglasses on
She was also there.
Inside?
inside.
Nice.
So I feel like I don't know. She could have had eye surgery. She just may
LASIK.
have thought this was lame.
Yeah.
It could have been any of these things.
Yeah.
But I met her.
And she was there.
She was there.
All right.
She
Very
showed
cool.
up.
She showed
But
up.
I'm a big fan of her. She's in a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
She was on Smallville.
Yeah.
She's on an episode. She was in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
I'm sure I'm picking all of her career highlights.
I think she was
And
in
that's it.
Hannibal, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in Hannibal.
Yeah, she was in Hannibal.
Yeah. And I forgot. She has like a great
She does.
career though. Yeah. I wish Emily Perkins was in more.
She was in All That Really Matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Stephen King's
It.
the miniseries.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true. Now,
Sure.
what was
You
your
say so.
history? So you watched this before what, like 2003 maybe?
I probably saw this when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Like I was still in high school, so this was back in the 40s. I would
Okay.
say.
Right. Yep.
No. I remember seeing it shortly after it came out. I didn't see it in theaters, but I probably saw it when it first came out on video. And we were talking about this before the show started. Werewolves... There's not a lot of really great werewolf movies. There's some iconic ones, like you have like The Wolfman, The Howling, American Werewolf in London, and for all you people out there who are trying to be sarcastic right now, American Werewolf in Paris. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. TES.
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 But like I remember watching that one and just being like, wow, that was like a home run.
Yeah.
Like, I really like it. Even like watching it last night. Like I agree with you. There's at least like 5 minutes or so that could have been shaved off the ending.
Yeah.
Sure.
It just goes on for a while,
Yeah.
but for the most part, that movie I think is very solid, and I love the fact that it's just like a big old metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
But we'll get into that.
And Marcie, what about you? When did you first see this movie?
Hey, I said we don't let the guests talk.
Wait,
I have to respect that.
then why do we have them here?
Well, we have them here to.
Okay.
Laugh at
I
your
got it.
jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just laugh.
Yeah.
And nod. That's what he
Very
wants.
end of the episode, you have to say they were not awful to me.
Right.
Please don't cancel them. That's all you're here for.
No, but what did you think of this movie?
Well,
Or
I
when
was
the
I
first-
wasn't in high school when it came out. I was older than that. But it came out at a very special time in my life when my husband now and I were involved in digichats on the internet, and
Yeah.
there was the World of Darkness. Do you guys know the World of Darkness, like role-playing games?
I do not.
I thought you were just talking about how I feel every day.
I feel that too, but no. So there's like
Ain't no
these,
game,
you know,
I'm
like
telling you
the,
that.
you know, like the roll and dice kind of tabletop role playing games, and the World of Darkness has like a vampire game and a werewolf game and a mage game. Like there's all different ones, and back in the early aughts, they had these digichats, and they had this made up town called New Bremen, and Pete and I were really into playing werewolf, their werewolf game. So I actually had a character who was a werewolf, and then we ended up, like, on one of the times when I was home from school, we ended up watching Ginger Snaps, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so good.
But
I believe that's
I
the review on the poster.
yes. No, but I agree. Like, I think some of it is belabored.
Yes.
And I think that that's what happens with, like, the other two in the set.
Wait,
but
they made more?
They did.
Wow.
Yeah, they made 3.
Really?
They made
altogether.
3 altogether.
Yeah.
Why?
And the same cast was in it.
Why?
Well, same 2.
I'll tell you why.
Not
I'll tell you why,
positive.
because the first one was a hit, and then the producers were like, let's keep
Go
going.
with it.
Let's keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
milk it.
And by the way, fuck you, Vince. I'm glad they made 2 more. You
Fair enough.
prick.
And the reboot's coming.
Oh, really?
No, I just
No,
made that up.
I
gonna say.
wish they would. I wish they would continue it or make.
That'd be
more.
the least
I'd be cool
shocking
with it.
thing I've heard.
It's gonna be a
If they
Disney
took a movie
Plus
like
movie.
this, yeah.
But I'm so pumped you picked this because, like I said,
Wait, this is your fault?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll blame you.
You can.
Okay.
no, I'm so glad you picked this because I love this movie. And
Yeah.
rewatching it, I was like, man, I forgot exactly how much I love this movie. So,
Hey, one thing I will say about this movie, it's another one of those early 2000s movies that have it so that all the men come off wonderful. What a bunch of assholes.
every single male in this movie is kind of trashy
and
Yeah.
creepy, and yeah.
Even like the nicest guy in the movie has a creepy rape van,
Yeah,
who just like hangs out in front of a high school.
And he's a drug
like
dealer.
your endearing guy.
He's there to help.
Yeah.
But not really.
And even like Ginger like outwardly yells at him.
What's
She's
with the
like,
van?
she's 15, and you're like, these are fair things to bring up.
These are fair observations. Yes.
yeah, like,
I don't know if as a viewer if I'm supposed to be like, wow, she's being a bitch, but me, I'm like, yeah, you should bring her home. Tuck her in.
protect that child.
She's a baby.
And then of course you have Jason, who's just like this sex fiend,
Like a monster?
yeah, just a monster.
One
He's
might
a monster before he was bit.
say one might classify him as a predator.
Right. Oh,
Predator in
100%.
training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna get there.
He's gonna get his own rape.
He's gonna
van someday.
log the years.
What
and
about
then-
the janitor? He was okay.
Hey,
right?
wait,
No,
he was
leave him
alright.
alone.
No, wait, he was
Leave
a
him
creep
alone.
too,
No,
wasn't he?
because
He was-
remember, Ginger says, I don't like how he looks at you.
Oh, that's
Hey,
right.
but
that
I
the
also feel
janitor
like
from
she
Night
wouldn't
of the
care how
Creeps?
anyone looked at her
Yeah,
at that
I
time.
think
Is
you're right.
it?
Is that him?
I don't know.
Did you ever see Night of the Creeps? No, you didn't. Did you ever see Night of the Creeps?
I didn't
Thank you
see
for
that.
not even waiting for a response
No.
from me.
I knew your answer.
Vince, you watched like 3 movies before we hung out.
I know.
Before we started this podcast, Vince saw The Matrix, and I think that was it.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Do you remember the guy in Night of the Creeps, like the screaming like banshees? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, was that guy?
I don't know, but I
Yeah,
know.
can confirm.
I have
Yep.
to like revisit Night of the Creeps now.
We should do that movie.
Yes, we should.
Hey, moving on.
Is it
All right,
good?
moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's so good.
I doubt it.
80s joy.
I doubt it.
I
No, it's
doubt it.
great.
Oh, sure. If you say
You're
so.
gonna hate it. So the more we love anything, the
You're
more
gonna
you
hate it. I love
Yeah.
hearing that.
But yeah, let's dive into the movie. So the film opens in the small town of Bailey Downs, and it's a very caring community, as it says on the sign. And right out of the gate, a mother finds her child playing with parts of a dog, like their dog, and it's Baxter. So
A severed paw.
like a severed paw. Yeah.
The
And
Batman
wants to find
punted
that.
Baxter.
yeah. Poor
Batman punted Baxter.
Hey, for the just before we get into this, because in my notes I wrote it out a bunch of different times, so I'm just going to condense it all. There is an awful lot of woof deaths in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care for it. There's a lot.
yeah,
of
that's like
dead
one thing
dogs.
I did not care for.
I know.
I was like, all
It's-
the animal.
It's one of those things that you have to like appreciate life. Like you have to see the death to appreciate the life that you have, type of thing.
No.
All right. I don't know. I was just
Vince.
trying to.
If there was some dead people,
I mean,
like a trail of like limbs and blood of people, I'm fine.
hey, I
Yeah.
told you
But
last
not the-
episode I was
not-
more upset
not
with
the
the
woof
bunny
woofs.
death
I
than
know.
I was the human death.
I just
Yeah.
want to say right out of the gate, because I wrote it down like 5 or 6 times. I'm like, another dead woof and blah blah blah. I'm just getting it all out of the way. There's way too many dog casualties in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ding the movie. It committed.
Yeah,
But fuck you, filmmakers.
I get it.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And he's called me every night since he's watched it because he
Sobbing.
hasn't been. Yeah, he hasn't gotten a full 8 hours of sleep since I don't even remember when.
See, all you people at home
like a
can't
week
see me
now.
right now, but I'm pouring a bottle of wine on the ground,
and
pouring
we
one for my
have
wolf
like
wolves.
we could have given that to customers. We could have made money off of that, but
Yeah.
okay. All right, just dump it on the
Just
ground.
well,
Vince's family's still starving.
I just wanted to get
So,
that
good
out of the
job.
way.
Good
So we'll cut to Bridget, played by Emily
B.
Perkins, and her sister Ginger, played by Catherine Isabel, who is there. Actually, in the movie, she's really good. She's like,
I'm not
is
going to
a
hold
great
it
actress.
against her that
Yeah.
my one interaction somehow defines this actress. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she could have been having a bad day,
Day,
whatever.
yeah. Right.
She could have just gone off a plane.
No. I
She's
prefer.
fine.
I prefer
She's-
that you hold on to this.
I'm gonna hold on to it till I die. No, they're both like inspired casting. Like
No,
I can't
they-
imagine anyone else playing.
I was gonna say. I
Exactly.
feel like they both crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like B was fantastic, and I think whatever the
Ginger.
other girl- Ginger was.
Yeah.
She was convincing, to say the least.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I thought both of them were. You could tell there was definitely like a deeper bond, right? Like the sisterly bond. Yeah. So we get that they're just having that casual talk about suicide facts and sticking together forever.
Yeah.
You know, like we do with our siblings.
what you
We always
do.
bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always try to make those with me when the customers start coming into the bar.
We should have it like not in front of them.
Yeah.
Like we continue, like we greet people, like, "Hey, how you doing? We have burgers," and then we talk about death. And it's not. We should wait till the end. We should wait. We should drop the receipt and then talk about death.
Yeah, just
That's
like,
yeah,
like shove a gun in our mouth as
yeah.
we
Just
drop
a,
it.
yeah,
I
just
gotcha.
a little bit later.
Cool.
I'm just saying it's going to improve our tips.
This is a very lighthearted episode.
So we get the opening credits, which is a very Harold and Maude type,
my
type of
notes.
thing, right?
There it is.
Yeah.
And I was always fascinated by this opening. I always thought it was like a really cool looking opening and cool idea.
Didn't it remind you a little bit of the movie Sinister?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, like the best part of Sinister are those horrible videos.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminded me a little bit of that, like
Yeah.
that grainy quality makes
Yeah,
your
it's like
skin
grainy
crawl.
and and it looks uneasy and but I always thought it was a cool idea. I was like, oh man, I would love to do that one day. Just for my Instagram, just make it all.
I was going to say, there's lots of Instagram filters that I'm sure can help you with your death project.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
I saw those photos and I thought like she would make a great DP.
Yeah,
They look pretty cool. Like I like those angles. It was
I thought so
nice.
too.
I like that. Good lighting.
Ginger slaps
Ginger.
yeah. Ginger slaps.
When
So
did you come up with that?
just now. Good.
15 years ago.
I've been waiting since 2000 when I saw this movie. When I was a young 60-year-old man.
So they show their work to their teacher in the class, and the classmates dig it, but the teacher not so much. He's actually kind of grossed out by it, Mr. Wayne.
He has like a human reaction to it.
Yeah.
He just kind of sees and he's like, well, these kids are troubled.
Right. Yeah. And
Something
then
is not right. Yeah.
the assignment was supposed to be Life in Bailey Downs, like their town, and they actually took it and were like, I thought it was, if I was the teacher, I'd be like, this is amazing. This is an A+. Because it's
Well, that's you.
Yeah, that's me, though.
So you're kind of giving them the green light.
I encourage...
This is a great idea what you girls are thinking.
Yeah, this is great. You guys keep up
going.
the good work. Yeah.
Hey, you need some money for some supplies?
Here. But the Fitzgerald sisters, they are now in PE, and the sisters are on the field getting ready to play field hockey, and a few fellas are eyeing up Ginger from afar. And interestingly enough, it should be noted, the sisters are about to play this game, and they piss off this one girl, so she slams Bridget face first into a dead animal.
Another woof.
Yeah, and now, I'm not a sports guy, but is it normal not to clear the field first?
I used to play field hockey, and there were no dead animal carcasses on the field. So
I wasn't sure
but
if it was like an extra points
maybe
thing.
it's different in Canada. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they have obstacles and stuff.
I don't know enough about field hockey to dispute that, so I'm just going to have to listen to what she has to say.
I know it's common in Quidditch.
But I also want to point out, is this the scene where they smoke a cigarette right before they go do an athletic?
Yes.
I like that, too.
They're
It's like,
just like puffing away.
yeah,
and
it's just I need to power up, so
And
let me
why
get
are
some.
That happens later too when they're back in PE class and they're like, "Let's have a smoke quick."
And
like,
why
guys-
aren't the boys in PE class? They're just like watching.
They're just What
Yeah,
period?
they don't have to
What are they
participate.
in?
They just have to leer.
Yeah, what period are they in right now? Are they in study hall?
like, are
or
they graded on
Yeah.
how much they leer?
Is this
That's
recess?
Hey, boys, I like your cat calling. Good hustle. Good hustle.
Not derogatory enough.
You gotta get
I'd
worse.
like to see these girls cover up more because of how gross you make them feel.
Tina's not crying. Work harder.
Work harder.
This is the worst gym teacher. We probably shouldn't have got the guy who's going through a divorce.
So the sisters plot their revenge, and Bleacher Boy Jason, he asks
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming. He asks Ginger out, but she. By the way, her response is like the best rejection I have ever seen.
It's what everyone in high school lives in terror.
Right.
Just like, hey, will you go out with me? No.
And just like the weird, like her face is just like.
Why
that's
would
the
you
most
even ask?
despicable thing I've ever heard.
Why would you even ask that?
She had to collect herself. She was so like off put by the notion of it.
She had to collect herself. Yeah, she's like. No.
Oh my god.
And then his response is classic.
Yeah, he's like, oh, whatever. And then typical.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Really? That's all you came up with? Like you had all this time, and
Yeah.
that's you brought her down to that? That's okay. All right,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a move you did in
Yeah.
high school?
All the time. I was known for that.
Hey, real quick little side note here. They really captured high school in the early 2000s.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
They did.
Yeah.
What a shit show.
Yeah, a shit show. Those were some baggy jeans. The Janko was in full effect. I saw in this school.
Yes.
They didn't fuck around.
But they also didn't put a cap on cruelty back then.
Why would they?
Like nowadays, everyone's just kind of like, no, we're
Yeah.
gonna be as
Yeah, we saw
we're
what
gonna
happened.
approach
at
everything with a
Columbine.
feather. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not push. Let's not rock the boat.
We saw what happened. Let's
Back then, kids would literally bully you until you
yeah.
reenacted one of those photos.
Yeah. It was awful. And so at dinner with their parents, the mom is asking Ginger what's wrong with her back, and she links it to it hurting during the project that they were doing. But in reality, the mom's like, well, it's about that time. You might be, changing into a woman. And she's like, Mom, gross.
Can we just like backtrack a little?
Oh, do we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, do you want to talk about your first period? Please, let's do that.
I wasn't going to. I was
Oh.
going to say that Pamela is Mimi Rogers, and she used to be
Yeah.
married to Tom Cruise, and it's weird.
So Vince, you were way off base there.
Sorry, I let you down.
I had an idea of where she was going. Anyway, that's not fine.
Hey, for the record, though, that dad's acting is amazing because he
Stellar.
looks overwhelmed and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like every time that like any conversation comes up that's a little on the serious side, he's just like, oh, and takes a big bite of food.
Which is like every conversation they have in the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
The mom is always like talking about things that he just does not want to have any part of in any way.
I get that.
The guy's just working real hard at his like 80 hours a week, you know, and he comes
Just
home.
barely surviving.
Yeah. That mom, man, she wants in.
She's great.
She's clawing her way in. No,
Yeah.
she's good.
She is so like late 90s, early 2000s mom, like with the denim shirt with like the embroidery on it and the freaking like jack-o'-lantern earrings and the ponytail
The
thing on her
Canadian
head.
tuxedo type.
Oh
yeah.
my god!
Yeah.
But like that happened here
She
too.
ha-
I can
she has a
remember
vibe.
my friends' moms wearing those same exact things. I was like, whoa, that's taking me back.
Flashback. Yeah.
She feels like she wants to be their friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
know,
for sure.
She is trying to be a good mom.
I find that.
She's like, but I feel like she's being less of a mom, and she just kind of wants to be one of the girls.
Yeah.
So I find that as a horror trope is that like most of the moms in these movies don't want to parent, but they want to be a friend, which might have
You're
something
right.
to do with.
There's a little bit of a disconnect between the parents and the children.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like even like the mom. It's like she's trying to be their friend, but it's like we don't need you to be.
Yeah, you don't need to be you don't need to be my friend. You need to parent me right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And the mom's probably going through all sorts of weird shit, like a
And a
midlife
lot
crisis.
of the dads are like totally hands off.
Completely,
Yeah.
completely detached.
Completely. Like how many times do we even see him in the movie? What, like twice?
Yeah.
In most of these
Dinner
movies,
scenes,
dad is just a
that's it.
paycheck. Dad is just there to help the family survive. He has no parenting
Yeah, and then
skills
when they
or
get to
anything
the
like that.
end, I mean, we'll get to the end, but like,
Yeah.
poor dad.
I know,
Hey,
Poor
right?
dad.
You know what I think? I think
Wait,
this
what
movie,
happened?
They should remake this movie with all of his scenes and replace him with Kyle Gass. Moving on.
All right. So that night, the sisters set out to get a little bit of revenge on their classmate who bullied
As
and
one
pushed
does.
Bridget.
Trina.
Trina.
You know.
So, but in the park, they find a dead animal. And then suddenly, Ginger gets attacked and dragged into the woods. Bee eventually finds Ginger in the woods and the wolf, and they start like Bridget starts hitting it with her Polaroid camera, and they make a
flash
run
goes
for
off
it.
at some point,
Right.
which gives you the clue that maybe she snapped a picture of it.
Yeah. And they make a run for it, and the wolf gives chase, but it gets hit by a van driven by McKinley, the local drug dealer, Sam.
Yeah, adorable. Love him. He's one of my favorites.
He's great. in
I
this.
loved his
Yeah.
soul patch.
Soul
Yeah.
patch, little-
That was a very
so
subtle-
dirt,
2000.
Yeah, it was just
So
like a
2000.
tiny little.
Yeah, like I thought maybe it was just a shadow at first, and I'm like, nope,
That's just
there
barely
it
a shadow.
is.
Did you know that before this movie started, he got bitten by a Lycan, Ryder Strong, James Martin, Christian Slater throat?
Oh, I didn't. Now that you said that, I could see
that
all
what
of
happened?
those in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Jason Marsden.
Yeah.
Right? Is that his
When
name?
he's driving, he looks just like him.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's a little bit of Christian Slater.
I could see that too.
Uh-huh.
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like
And then-
maybe when he's chasing Bee when they're outside, and he's like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
do you have a
Yeah.
cigarette?"
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
do you have a
It's
light?
Got that same
Yeah, I can
kind
see
of
it. Yep.
anarchist attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, there's just something about his voice sounds very Ryder Strongish.
Right. He's like, Topanga.
My dad left again.
My dad left, Sean.
My dad-
Corey. I mean,
My dad
I'm
left
Sean.
again.
It's Boy Meets World is actually like when you really break that show down, it's a very sad story.
How many times have you watched it?
A lot more than I should have. You know what? I don't even say that with shame. I love that show.
Yeah. Who did you relate to? Like, you were always a Sean fan, right?
Are you just saying
Ryder
I had a
Strong.
bad life?
No. You just always liked that character.
I don't think
the
I've
most.
ever talked about him. You're projecting. You want to be Corey. You wanted me to be your friend who blew up a mailbox, right?
No,
It's all right.
I related
You need
to
to kick
Eric.
me to make yourself feel good.
EJ, here's a shovel. Dig deeper, please.
Yeah.
For the record, I
related to
really
Eric.
Did you?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I was more of a Mr. Feeney.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to say identify.
For the record, William Daniels.
Oh, he's
what
fantastic.
An incredible actor.
All right. Are you talking about Mr. Feeney?
Yeah.
All right. So in 1996, I want to say.
Did he help you put up drywall?
I swear to God, Rory, they fucking kill you. Not today, not tomorrow, but one of these days you're gonna die. All right, so in the late '90s, I believe my high school went to see a play on Broadway. It was 1776.
Were you not there, or like?
I don't remember it. EJ is what I'm saying. Is that my memory is fuzzy. I'm trying to relive it, but please, okay. But anyway,
it sounded like the whole school.
We saw
went except you.
1776, and I believe. The guy who played Mr. Feeney was in 1776.
Oh.
And I can't remember it, but I believe it was like early 90s or early or late 90s we went to see that. And he was phenomenal. And I was blown away by that. And I just remember seeing someone like that who I saw as one character doing something on Broadway. I was like, oh, you don't have to do the same character over and over.
Ever
and
see The Graduate?
No, was he
He's
in that?
too, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'll get
He's
there.
an awesome actor.
Yeah. No. And that's my whole thing is that like, some of these people heard that guy, he's just an actor. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's on Broadway or TV or a movie, they're just good at acting.
And this has been our section of prequels where we discuss Boy Meets World and all of its actors. And you know what? It's my fault. It's my fault.
So
I want you to go back at some point and see how many minutes we spent on Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Hang on, just 1 second. We all just do a... When this boy meets world. Thanks for knowing what I was about to do.
That's
how
you.
we spend too
This
much
is
time
fine,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Or not enough time.
You
together.
don't always have to high five.
Oh, I think we do.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So they get home.
You want a high five?
Wait,
No,
can we
I
go
don't.
back? Can we go back a
Oh,
minute?
yeah.
Because when the van hits the werewolf, right?
Right.
Did you notice that when they show like the back of the van and the carcass, it's just bloody bones?
Yeah.
I was
It's
like, what happened to the rest of the corpse? Like, how did the van
Obliterated.
peel away all of that flesh that was on it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a really weird shot.
It hit the werewolf at a speed which could just... I don't know. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Incinerate
Just knock the bones out of it.
Just the muscles.
Yeah, I guess he was driving pretty fast in that small town.
In a van that could probably do
van.
65 tops.
And
Its max speed is 64
he hit it
miles.
so hard, the bones popped out. You know what I mean? It was like a cartoon. It just like
Right.
Knocked its skeleton out.
Yeah.
There's actually like a scene where they
Skin's
like kind
gone.
of they track with the skeleton. It's just like running up the street,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
trying to run away from the inevitable death that'll meet it.
We just make everything Looney Tunes here. I like
We
it.
do.
Yeah.
We do.
Good.
So they get home, and Ginger swears she's okay and doesn't need any medical attention, and her wounds already seem to be healing. Like,
Yes.
they check it, and she's like, it's already healing.
B is upset by that.
Yeah,
Clearly.
she's like, you need to, like, go to the hospital. And Ginger's like, no, I'm cool.
No, I thought B was kind of like, why is this already healing? Like, I feel like she's always
B,
like
yeah.
opposed to like, why is this happening to you? Like,
Right.
you should be dead from this.
Like
Yes.
when that ad shows up, can this happen to a normal woman? And I'm like, yes, all of this obviously can.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
I will say though, like being bit by a werewolf, it really is like a rite of passage. You know.
Explain.
Well, the first time it happened to me, I did not go to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you go?
Where did I go? I stayed home, man. I was watching Boy Meets World. And I'll tell you what, by the time I got to my second one, I walked it off.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Grow up.
Grow up, man.
Get
So
a grip.
later on, B, who used her Polaroid camera to beat off the beast.
Do you want to rephrase
Phrasing.
that?
Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
To
Fight off. How about fight off?
Fight off the
There you
beast.
go.
I liked your first phrase.
Thank you.
Seeing as that the werewolf looked like an uncircumcised penis, but go ahead.
Right. She dislodges a Polaroid
A
picture
Rorschach test for you.
of what looks like.
What do you see when you see the werewolf? See an uncircumcised penis. That dog looks like a penis to you?
I feel like they refer to it that way in the movie at some point, don't they? Or did I
No.
log that? Okay, fair enough.
Were
Go
you
ahead.
watching the right movie?
No.
I think we established he's watching Teen Wolf 2.
Remember? Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
What a stud.
Hey, buddy. So the next day, Bee and Ginger go to pick up some feminine hygiene products, and Ginger swears the pain she's feeling is just cramps.
Time out. Have you ever had to do that? Purchase feminine hygiene products?
No.
You've never had to?
No.
Rory?
A couple times on my way here.
Okay. No, you've never had the phone call like, "Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you pick it up?" We're all in relationships. You've never had to make that journey?
I never got that call
It's
yet.
fun. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay,
I think she does it to humiliate you.
that's fair.
So since you bring that up,
Thank you for saving me, because these two.
so when
She's about to call you a coward.
I wrote down in my
No,
notes
I did it.
that I really like the way they shoot that with like the shelves that go forever
Yes.
of like products that you have to pick from. Did you feel intimidated like that?
I think that's the point of that scene for sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
My whole thing was
Overwhelmed.
I didn't want to get the wrong thing, because there's so many options there. There's wings, there's no wings, there's nighttime, there's daytime, there's heavy flow, there's light flow. It's too much.
Right.
And he showed up with a box of cornflakes.
No. You know what I did? I showed up with 3 different kinds the first time around, because I didn't know what to get. I just wanted to make sure that,
That was considerate.
Thank you.
That's really considerate.
She gets it.
Yeah. No, I do agree. That was a great choice by the filmmaker to shoot like that upward
The
angle.
horror of that.
Yeah.
First,
Yeah,
Yeah,
make
because,
it feel
I
very
mean, me
intimidating.
as a teenage girl, I remember feeling.
You're a teenage
intimidated
girl?
That
Oh.
I was at one point. Yes, yes, but like I felt like I could feel that feeling again.
The anxiety
when
of
she looked
it.
at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. And then so
It was awesome.
it was awesome.
Dude, it was not.
It was the best.
awesome.
I just picture now Vince just looking up, and it's just like an
A
endless
wall, an endless wall.
So while they're there, Jason from the bleachers, he stops by to tell, and he tells her, "Hey, why don't you like choke up to take that edge off?" And I
Great
like her
idea.
response is like, "What if I like my edge?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah, Ginger."
Ginger."
But then she goes outside.
But then she takes him up on the
Yeah.
offer.
Right, and goes and smokes in the van.
Yeah, with all the
It immediately
bleacher boys.
cows into tear pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. So outside the van, B is asking Sam what he hit, and he's like, "I think it was a lycanthrope," right? And Sam kicks them all out of his van, but she's like, "Oh, how many werewolves are around here?" So they automatically have like this weird suspicion about werewolves, like he seeing it, and then her thinking, "Oh, Ginger was definitely bit by one and is in the process of changing."
Side question.
Yeah.
Those teenagers, were they friends with Sam?
I don't think so.
Because
I
he
think
seemed
they,
like he was really surprised to see them in there. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell Sam this. You have to spray for teenagers. They'll keep popping up. You know?
You want to
Yeah.
get rid of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already like working on hedges and all that kind of
Shrubberies.
stuff. He probably has to have some kind of spray for teenagers.
Yeah.
So he kicks them all out of the van, and they were like, "Oh man, we just wanted to smoke up in here." He's like, "Get the hell out of my
Why
van!"
my van?
Yeah.
Why my van of all
Exactly.
vans? You can, there's
It's
other
like-
places you can go. There's woods right over there.
Yeah.
Pop in there.
If you're
please.
trying to lay low, this is the wrong vehicle for that.
Especially since everyone here knows that I'm the weed guy, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a small town.
It's
Yeah.
a small town, guys.
My name gets around.
So B sees that the scars on Ginger have now grown some hairs, and the two have a chat with the school nurse about menstrual cycles. And I love the scene because they're like talking about the changes of a werewolf, but also linking it
To yes.
the changes of a woman, right? So I love and puberty, and so I love all the questions that like B is throwing out. And
See, like I think you guys don't understand. I have an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old, so I am in the middle of this. So yeah, it's
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay.
Oh, it's
You know,
so
it's
not
hard.
his.
You don't.
Yeah.
You
It's-
don't know what's coming.
I go to sleep every night in fear of what is coming, because they still kind of like me now. So like I'm just waiting for a year to be like,
get out of here, Dad.
why, Dad? Get out of here!
Dad, you suck.
You're the worst. I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Go through your drywall.
What's with the drywall? Do you do a lot of drywall?
you want to explain to
No,
Marcie
you
the
boiled me
drywall
down
thing?
to drywall. Thank you. No, that's it. It's good. All I can do is handyman things around the house. Thank you.
Hey,
That's good.
for the record, that 2 things. That school nurse,
Yeah.
that performance, I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I wish
She's
she was
great.
in it like more.
She's very
She's
fun to
so
watch.
fun. Yeah.
Weird little note though. This school nurse gave the girls condoms. Mine gave me an S&M mask.
Wait, did you get the ball or no?
No.
Ball, ball gag?
That was actually my gym teacher.
That's proof that you didn't go to Catholic school.
Moving on.
Moving on. So B and Ginger argue over whether or not Ginger is cursed, and Ginger is like,
That's
no,
gonna
no,
have
no,
to be
no,
edited.
no. Yeah. It's,
At least some of it, for sure.
the next day, Ginger shows up at school, and I mean, like, she shows up because now she is in the midst of the change, and she's really embracing.
She's got
those
a
wolf-like-
tight-fitted crop top of sorts,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Oh, but I want to go back because that was another dinner scene, right? That
Yes,
night,
yeah.
with the bleeding strawberry cake.
Right.
As strawberry cakes do.
And just
Right.
the terror on the dad's face was
Yeah,
kind of
he's just
priceless.
like,
Dad,
That was good. That was really good.
that dad just does not know what to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so now we see where Ginger is in high school, and she's literally catching everyone's eye.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Whoa, what's going on with Ginger now?"
Hey, EJ, did you know that strut music, the music that's playing when
Yeah.
she's doing her strut, actually plays when Vince enters Three Jacks.
I believe it.
Every time.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happens.
Amazing.
And everybody's just like,
Yeah.
The door opens. and
There's
it's just,
like a breeze
slow-mo.
behind me.
for
It
some reason, he
blows
has
open.
long locks.
Yeah. Do you ever see Michael Jackson when he's on stage and the shirt blows open and he just every time I walk in the door?
Or it was like Mac in the
Yeah.
high school reunion episode.
I made a Michael Jackson reference and then you turned it into Always Sunny. Like
Because
you
I know
always
what
do.
you love deep
Fair
down
enough.
inside.
Yeah, you get me.
That's what
You
we
get
talk
me.
about.
I know. I like it. Thank you. Thank you for doing that for me.
But seriously, when Vince enters Three Jacks,
Yeah.
that strut music plays.
That's happening.
It really, it stops the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then does everyone like turn around and look?
No, one dude threw up on the floor. It was weird.
Yeah, that tracks.
That was more to do with alcoholism, though,
Oh, okay.
and me not cutting him off
Oh,
and
okay.
saying, "Here's
He
your
never
keys,
does.
Bucko."
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't the sight of Vince.
No.
That made him.
It's,
No, it's actually a very sad story.
it's a
Yeah.
combination of things. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's
Okay.
not
He's
get
working
bogged down.
through it. But we're not going to talk
Whatever.
about Bill.
Yeah. So B and Sam
Bill.
catch up on whether or not werewolves are real. In B's behavior, Sam kind of believes it even more, right? And because she's like, I don't know if they're real or not. And then he's like, you saw one, didn't you? Like so he automatically
Yeah.
sees through her.
He thinks it's her or no?
At this point, she didn't admit that
Yeah,
it's
just 'cause it's
her.
But he's trying. She is trying to lead him to believe that she is the lidocaine.
Well, no, not yet. She like at this point, she's like, "Oh, they're not real."
Yeah.
and he sees right through it. And he's
Okay.
like, you saw it. So then B
Moving
tells
on.
Sam that she's changing, and there's no full moon needed. And she's trying to protect Ginger at this point.
What's the
And-
tail?
Yeah, B says it's like an infection or a virus. So Sam gives B his silver earring, saying that pure metals purify the blood, which might be able to slow down the process a little bit or even change her back.
For the record, if he really wanted to give her pure metal, he would have given Metallica's "Injustice for All."
Right.
Would have chased
Agreed.
the werewolf out of him.
Or
Either
now
that-
that's what I call Metal Volume 2.
That's what I call. What was it Adam said? That's what I call hell.
Yeah, no, that's what I call hell. B finds Ginger making out with Jason and begs her to stop hanging out with him. She's like, please, just like
Her
leave him
entire
alone."
mood changes.
Yeah.
She's like a completely different person.
Yes.
And then she yells, "She's ovulating," which kills me every time.
Yeah, and everyone on the field hockey team is just like cracking up laughing.
Yeah.
As she's ovulating.
You hear a girl like laugh really hard. It's I'm glad that was about her and not
Yes.
me laugh.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I secretly say a prayer. Thank you, parents, for not giving me siblings. I fear that might have been my life.
Just chase them down.
No. So that night, Jason and Ginger go at it, and Ginger snaps. No, she.
Ooh, we should have rolled with that.
Wait,
I
what?
should have. No, but Ginger and Jason, they're kind of about to boing yoink, and
Yeah,
you know,
boink. Got it.
boink.
I was going to say boink was the term you used in the
Originally,
other episode.
but it's okay.
Okay, so yeah, they're about to, but it cuts away when she's really getting
Hot and heavy.
hot and heavy with them.
Now,
So-
there's a thing I want to ask you guys because I was a little lost on it. So, like, he's trying to be dominant, and he says, "Who's the guy here?"
Yeah.
Neither one of them answer.
Yeah.
So I hate when movies don't answer the questions they ask.
This really bothered me.
Yeah. I'm still mad.
I'm still like really upset by
When I
the
met Catherine
results.
Isabel, I was shouting at her about it.
No wonder why.
Put those
Well, she
sunglasses
had
on.
the sunglasses, yeah.
She didn't want me to see her cry.
Did you shout at her before the sunglasses? Because maybe that's why, like, the next day she saw you, she put them on, and she's like, oh, hopefully this is like a Clark Kent situation.
I'll just say this. It was a bad time for a security guard to go get a Coke.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's
She was
that's
looking around for him.
Yeah. She's like, please help.
She's like, I didn't write the script. And this is such a stupid thing to even be upset about.
You know, I really like that scene, like, in that it's not what we're going to usually expect, right? You usually
Right.
expect a guy to be the aggressor in that, you know, backseat of the car situation.
Yes.
And I think that turns up a lot in the movie throughout, right? They like, twist it into
Yeah.
a way you're not expecting because she's the aggressor and she's the one who wants to rip people to pieces and
Right.
and everything.
Yeah.
I used to just give out promise rings. My dad. I'm sorry, why are you laughing?
And that worked? That worked for you?
I mean, I'm not going to hell, are you?
Yeah. I'm going to hell. So Ginger comes home, and she's puking, and B catches her.
Oh, wait. So she's puking?
Yeah.
That was my reaction after I saw.
Rise of Skywalker.
Thank
There it
you.
is.
Oh, okay. And so she's puking.
I wanted like a bigger, more grand. No, we're doing it again.
No, it's good.
No.
It
And I'm not
deserves
going to
more.
edit this.
It deserves more.
Hold on.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
Ginger puking. That's my reaction after seeing.
Schindler's
The
List.
Force Awakens.
I knew we should have skipped practice on Sunday. I told you guys this was coming up.
I thought I
and
nailed
you kept
it.
saying we don't need to practice.
We're
we
just
don't need
gonna
to
ruin
practice.
it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay.
But Ginger comes
I was
home.
trying to make a Star Wars joke. Everyone at home.
That's all right.
And
okay.
we wouldn't let him.
He wouldn't.
And that
The joke is Rise of Skywalker is not a very good movie.
I mean, yeah, that's.
I feel like you should mention that more often
I should.
during.
Constantly, maybe.
Did you like The Rise of Skywalker?
Not particularly.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yes.
and if that bully Bob Iger comes after you for saying that, just do what I do. Don't answer the calls. The late night 3 a.m. calls. I get all these messages from him like, hey, we're cool, right? We're friends? I'm like, no, Bob.
Bob Iger, get out of here.
You've shown me the text. It's
have.
aggressive.
It's
He's a very
very-
aggressive guy.
Yeah, I think
Like,
he
I don't-
thinks that I don't like him as a person. I keep
And
trying to
you
explain
said that. No, like I've heard you say it,
I
but
know.
he's insistent.
I'm like,
he won't
Bob,
stop.
I just didn't like the one movie.
Yeah.
But he's just taking it real personally.
Yeah, Force Awakens. We were happy with that. You
Yeah.
rebooted the whole franchise, but when you got, he just doesn't get it.
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's okay. He'll come around.
Right, I don't blame you, Rory.
This
It's
has
not
been
your
the
fault.
Force Awakens section of our Ginger Snaps podcast on FREAKQUELS.
After we're done with the Teen Wolf 2 podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
It's coming up next.
So Ginger comes home, she's puking, and B catches her, all covered in blood. And Ginger says she tore something to pieces, and eventually she says, yeah, it was the dog next door.
Yeah.
So we think it's Jason at first, that she's like covered in his blood, but it turns out it's actually the dog next door.
Another woof.
Yeah.
Norman, poor Norman.
Yeah,
Poor
Norman.
I just want to point out that if you notice when she's in the bathroom, she's throwing up into the toilet. The tile, it's tile, but there's black grout. Black grout hides blood really well. Moving on.
Is that something you learned doing tribal? Okay, so
Hey, by the way, like when she's like in bed and she's smoking the cigarettes.
yeah,
So like, I've never smoked cigarettes before in my entire life. But why is it in movies cigarettes look so cool, and then like in real life they're
Because they are cool and all the cool kids are doing it.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Hey, everyone listening at home, start smoking.
All you kids. Rory, you got a message for all the kids out there?
Kids listening.
Go ahead,
hey
Rory.
kids out there,
Hey, check out that Joe Camel.
Do you want to plug RJ Reynolds?
If anything was ever going to be cut out of this show,
It's you
not
talking about
this one.
sushi.
Talking about how
I might even raise the volume a little bit because I've got power.
Yeah,
But go on.
yeah,
so-
smoking is cool.
So the next day, hoping to get Ginger back, Bee gives Ginger a belly piercing using the pure silver ring that she got from Sam. So at field hockey, Sam comes looking for Bee, and she gives a very Kristen Stewart in Twilight acting performance, by the way.
No. It's the other way around.
No,
Kristen Stewart stole this from her.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right,
saying. Maybe
right.
Kristen Stewart watched this in
100%.
preparation.
100%.
Like she's like, oh, there's werewolves in this. Maybe I should watch this. So I like to think she looked up to like werewolf movies. She's like, Emily Perkins, I'm stealing everything you're doing.
Everything she did. Yeah, she did. 100%.
Right? Like she is like, oh, like giving all those
You
like
can't-
Kristen
sure.
Stewart
You can't
faces.
ask him that because then he has to admit that he watched Twilight.
I proudly say that I watched the first 3 of them.
There's only 3 of them.
There's 4, right? Then the last
4.
one's broken into 2
Oh, did they
parts.
do the
Yeah.
Harry Potter thing?
Hey, true story.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a real quick thing.
Oh, please tell me a Twilight story.
So I'll tell you a Twilight story.
I like Twilight. I don't care.
When that movie was coming out, there was this kid that I worked with, and she was so excited about it. And she was like, "Oh, they're making these movies based on my favorite book series." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. What's it called?" And she explained it to me, and I'm like, "So those vampires sparkle? That sounds stupid." And I kept making fun of it. And then she, after I think like the second or third week after the movie came out, she's like, "You're always making fun of it, but you never watched it." And I was like, "Fair point."
Fair.
So I watched it, and I get why a certain group would like it. Like somebody like
it's like a young adult
Yeah.
series that I could totally see people buying into.
that
and liking
second
it.
one, not so much. That's
the
rough.
second one is like the worst.
But I was
of them.
really excited to see that David Slade, who did 30 Days a Night and Hard Candy, directed the third Twilight movie. That was my end game.
Yeah.
I saw that movie, and then I never finished the series.
Oh.
Was it good?
I think like the third and fourth and fifth one. I mean, because they break it up into 2. It's like a good send off for the series, but I never really read the book, so I really
This has been the
the Twilight section
of our Ginger Snaps episode on FREAKQUELS podcast.
But so let's go back to the movie. So
I
Bee
just want you
tells
guys
Ginger-
to know that I will never, ever watch any of these Twilight movies. Ever.
Why?
Never again.
Why?
Because I don't want to watch any of them. I was waiting for the next on prequels because I don't want to watch them. I figured you guys were going to make me
You know
watch
what?
these movies.
We're gonna watch all of them.
You got a birthday coming up?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're all getting together.
I have a birthday every year.
Every year.
Listeners,
Every single year.
email us and let us know. Should we have Vince sit through every single
Don't do
Twilight?
that.
Oh.
Please don't do
Wait.
that to me.
Hey, everybody at home, write us an email at freakwellpodcast@gmail.com
Yeah.
and let us know if you want a supersized Freakquels episode where we have Vince watch all the
3.
Twilight movies.
I don't know why you would do that to me.
Because we love you, man.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Are you a fan, Mars?
No.
No? No?
Marcie.
I did watch one. I watched the first one, and I
Yeah.
said that's enough for me.
Yeah. That's a good
All right,
out.
thank you.
Because
No. That's the
because-
perfect.
Right, I mean,
yeah.
I told you about those role-playing games, right?
Right.
World of Darkness does not have sparkly vampires,
Right.
and I would lose a lot of street cred with my friends if I said I was into sparkly vampires and
Hey,
Twilight.
for the
But
record,
if you are into it, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
for the person that was telling me to watch them, like, I get why she likes them.
Right,
They're not
and-
for me,
and
but
I
they
think
weren't
it-
meant for me.
I think it was good that you watched it,
Yeah.
right? You realized, like, well, maybe I should give it a try.
Yeah,
and
stop
then
being
we
a
have
dick.
something we can talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, wait. Is it the equivalent of Fast and Furious? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Is that a thing?
Well, I actually don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So I love Fast and Furious because it's just dumb fun.
Oh,
And I
you
just-
do?
Yeah. It's okay. I'm
that's
fine
fine.
with that. Is that like the teenage equivalent of like is
No, I just think it's
dumb
kind of like another
teenager
version
romantic-
of Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It kind of
It's like a forbidden romance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
love triangle.
Kind of speaks
love
to like
triangle.
Get that
Teenagers.
look off your face.
That's what I'm saying. A little love triangle, you know, and
Yeah.
a little forbidden romance.
All right, I got it.
I'm just saying.
Okay, fair enough.
He's
Little-
a vampire. I don't know if I should be with him. That's what that whole
but
vibe is.
my other option's a werewolf,
Werewolf.
boy.
Yeah. I either did a werewolf
What's
or a
the
vampire.
best of a bad situation here?
Yeah. Either have to live forever, which is kind of cool, or die with this werewolf guy.
Get fleas.
Yeah. Or maybe rabies. You never know.
Yeah.
A little bit
So-
of mange.
A little bit of mange. You know?
Definitely mange.
Hey, speaking of werewolves,
so B
is that a thing we're supposed to talk about?
So B tells Ginger that Sam is trying to help, and Ginger then beats the crap out of the one bully who keeps picking on B.
Wait, but didn't you skip the locker room scene?
Oh, with her tail?
When they're
With her
taping
tail
the tail
being
to her
taped.
leg? And
Yeah.
how awful that must have been.
Yeah. I know,
It
right?
was awesome when it happened to me in high school.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't like to talk about it, but I will on FREAKQUELS.
And at one point, Jason shows up, looking a lot hot mess actually. Then uses the urinal, and he's getting blood all over it. And B suspects now that Jason has become infected with the vampire curse because
The werewolf curse.
the werewolf curse, because Ginger hooked up with him and didn't use protection, so she passed it like a
That's
STD
how it works.
to him.
Yeah.
All these characters repeatedly have missed the opportunity to say, "You've got red on you."
So the two sisters go to visit Sam, who's growing some plants to try to help her out, but he's like, they're not really in season yet.
What is the flower? Do you remember what it's called? Monk something?
Monkhood.
Monkshood.
Monkshood, yeah.
Monkshood.
And so Ginger's transformation is taking hold, growing a tail, extra hair, so she's like shaving her legs constantly. Her tail's growing a little bit longer.
She gets that dew claw, too.
Yeah.
Like, that was
Out the
crazy.
side of the, yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
was
cool.
cool. Actually, it looked awesome.
I agreed.
Yeah.
So that night, Trina, the bully, she shows up picking a fight with B, but Ginger steps in, and at one point, Trina slips on some spilled milk and brains herself off the counter, right? She like hits her head so
Yeah.
hard, she actually dies
Which
instantly.
is one of my worst fears, by the way. I just want to say
Slipping
that.
on milk?
So, Rory, have you ever gone, you know how in the bar you go down into the kitchen to get food? One of my biggest fears in life in general, and I'm not joking about this, is coming down off those steps, hitting the tile, and then sliding into the thing that they poke the checks on. Do you know what I'm talking
Sure.
about?
Oh, sure.
That's like literally one of my greatest fears is that I'm going to slip and like impale my head or my eyeball into that thing.
That's such a specific set of things that would have to occur.
Correct. And what is wrong with me? This is why I go to therapy. All of these things.
Yeah,
All
I
of
have a
these things
coworker-
together.
Oh, no, go
Oh, I
ahead.
thought maybe that was like, did you see Final Destination at like
I-
a crucial point in
Like
your
the
life?
Omen?
And
I will tell you I saw Final Destination in the theaters.
Yeah.
So
oh,
yeah, that's the thing.
That's what happened to you.
So that's
Is that
that's
it?
Why
That's
it's
it?
so
That's
specific.
it.
I think.
That's it.
I saw one scary, and now you guys know why I don't like scary movies.
I'm gonna make a music reference since Vince isn't gonna do it.
Please.
When I saw the blood in the milk, it made me think of the cover of Metallica's "Load." If you'd like to know why, look it up, kids. Do you get that?
No.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Just look it up, everybody. At
Look it
home.
up, kids.
So the two sisters
Excellent.
go to visit
Excellent.
Sam,
Excellent.
who's
Go ahead.
working on that, and then Ginger's transformation's taken hold. That night, Trina brains herself, and we get where the parents come home and they almost get caught, so they stuff Trina into this
freezer.
like,
An ice
like-
chest.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
ice
there's a
chest.
term for that.
What's that?
They Texas Chainsaw Massacred her.
Oh, correctly.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Remember the
of course.
movie?
I remember
That
the
happened.
movie. That happened. Yeah. Do you remember that, Vince?
No, never
don't
saw
think
it.
so. So then they put her in there, and she's freezing over. And the mom gets home and she's putting away the groceries. And
Freezer
she's about
burn.
to throw
Yeah.
some meat into the freezer. And B's like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. And I love that she tries to have like that
A
conversation
heart-to-heart with her mommy.
What
Yeah.
do boys want?
Yeah. And what do boys want?
That mom got her in.
Yeah.
And that mother is just so happy. Like,
She's
that-
delighted.
Oh, yes.
Today was
So,
the
like,
day.
yeah.
Cookies and
Today's-
milk in the living room.
She makes a day out of it.
Yeah.
She's like, what a breakthrough. Like, this is like... This
She
is
had those
amazing.
cookies on standby
She
for
has
someone like
tea.
this.
There's doilies. It's a whole situation. Yeah.
And she's like, and that's what men want. I love how Pete just looks so disappointed and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that's all they want.
Emily Perkins just crushes it in this movie.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's so funny. And it's so subtle, too. Like, it's...
I'm telling you, like,
outstanding.
sometimes I feel like the way she looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that B?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
Sometimes
So-
people ask me questions.
Sometimes
I'm
just
just like,
like,
don't, please don't. Oh, God, don't. Oh, now you're hugging me.
I've made the joke before that people will like come up to me and be like, your last name is Napoli or is it Napoleon? I'll be like, why are you talking to me?
Because I'm your daughter.
Because I'm your daughter.
Then you should know. You should know how we say our names.
Because I'm your daughter and I want to know my family history.
B just
Go put that drywall up.
I got drywall to do.
I like that.
I don't have time to tell you about our family heritage or our name.
I'll wait till you're done.
Okay, sorry.
I like how B has just a general distaste for humanity, which
Yes.
is palpable, and yeah, I get that.
The only person she really feels close to
Is her
and
sister,
has in her
which
corner,
which I
is-
also feel like she doesn't have a 100% connection to her. But I also feel like she doesn't have a connection with anyone, like a full connection to understand how they think or how they feel, because she doesn't understand how she thinks or feels.
right,
Which I
yeah.
kind of related to. I get that. I like that about
Yeah.
her character.
Yeah, and I also love that she's so in Ginger's corner, and we see that like as the movie even progresses more and more.
She's willing to die for her sister.
Yes, and so I love that about their relationship. And even Ginger, like she is like maybe a little more like, I don't really care about you too much, but then she
you know
does,
she does, yeah.
because she's like beating the crap out of this Trina girl,
Yeah.
every time
Any chance
she
she
messes
can
with
get,
her,
yeah.
So I do love that about their relationship, and even B, like we don't see her and her mom really have a connection until like a little later, which we'll get to as well. So the next day at school, Jason confronts B at school, and Jason is getting worse and worse, admitting to killing his own dog.
His
More
acne is
dead
also
wolf
getting worse.
wolves.
His acting
Like
is getting worse.
There's so many.
You know what?
Yeah.
I said to myself, maybe you should make like a little tally or something, count them off. But then I'm like, I just don't want
There's too many.
Yeah,
too many.
too
Too
many.
many
Too
wolf
many.
wolves.
Yeah.
And by the way, they also hide Trina Sinclair's body under like the inside
Under the
the
shed.
shed,
In the shed.
but under it. Yeah.
I thought I was referring to that as a clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
Hey, did you catch that sweet photo painting thing they had on the
No.
clubhouse wall?
No.
It's like two dogs sitting at a table.
How
Did you
I
guys
even see
not
it?
catch
Oh,
that?
I
No, I didn't see
Were they
that.
playing
Oh.
poker? No.
No, they were just sitting down like gentlemen.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
They're the only two wolves that made it out of this film alive.
Yeah. So B is asked by her mom what exactly is going on, and B gives minimal details, and then finds Ginger trying to cut off her own tail. So B tells Ginger to stop, and that they'll figure something out together. She's
Do you
like,
remember
"Don't
when
worry
you
about it."
tried to cut your tail off? Remember I had to stop you?
It's messy.
I did. It's
Tails
true.
bleed a lot. It's like the face.
Yeah.
Face bleeds a lot. Yeah.
It's
I
real.
like in that scene too. Ginger says something like nothing helps except tearing living things to pieces. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like I was never a teenage boy, but like here's my question: like, did you guys ever have that feeling, like when you were going through like emotional, like hormonal firestorms of your youth? Like that would be the only thing. Like if I could just beat the shit out of something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so.
I've never gone towards violence, so that's going to be a hard no for me. But
maybe like you took it out with your drum stuff. Do you know what
maybe,
I mean?
Yeah, that
like
might
that
be
was
a thing.
like your therapy.
That was how to get the aggression out.
Away. Yeah,
possibly. Yeah.
Right, because like I can remember having that feeling, like I didn't act on it, but like just that, like there's just that aggression that you have to get out, and I
there's
feel
like a primal feeling of
Right.
needing to get something out.
Right,
Yeah.
and I feel like this is something that a lot of other movies like this, like they don't even get into that. Like like later on, like Ginger says, "I'm scared." Like here's the werewolf is scared. Like I just think there's like a lot of like subtle things that are really interesting about like what she has to say. That it like the whole thing is like not expected. Like it's not what we think a werewolf movie is gonna be in a lot of ways.
I feel like
Right.
the werewolfism is a metaphor for puberty and
sure.
like life changes and not
100%.
understanding where you're going to be in life and where you stand and things like that, which I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool. That's one of the great things about this movie is it's kind of just growing up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They're like kind of these young kids at first, and then they are actually going through changes, especially Ginger, right? And how just like going through changes, other stuff starts, like other people reacting to your changes and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like feeling that aggression. I remember I took karate and I did wrestling and stuff. So I feel like that was my outlet. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, because I don't know. It was just like one of those things. I was always like a peaceful person, but definitely when I was like competing in that, there was like a
I feel
wild
that
side.
no, I feel that everybody has aggression. It's just how you expand that or how you get it out of you is what makes you it just kind of decides who you are as a person, whether you take that and get like aggressive with it, or you take it and you channel it into something like karate or music or something like that, and you get your frustration out that way. And I feel that like a lot of people don't have that avenue, so that's how you get assholes in the world.
Yeah.
My silence says everything.
Well, you were a runner, so I feel like that probably was your gateway.
Yeah. Can I tell you a funny
that.
story?
Yeah.
When I was like, I was in my fourth grade, I think. My friend Jay Samsock and I, we dug this giant hole. We had no agenda.
To China?
Just to maybe but it was a big giant hole, and we filled it up with shit, and then we just lit it on fire.
Hey, man.
Hey,
I get it. Sometimes you just gotta light stuff on fire.
I mean, I think that would have been gratifying.
It was kind of awesome. There's something
I never really started any fires, but now I kind of wish I had.
it was kind of neat because I'm like the least violent person that you'll ever meet.
We're all for love here, I feel like. Yeah.
Becca wears a lot of sweaters. Moving on.
So
with a sack of Valencia oranges.
So the next day, B locks Ginger into the bathroom and goes to Sam looking for a way to use the plants her mom had. So Sam and B make up like the serum, and
how convenient that her mom had those plants at the ready.
Right.
I mean, just
Sounds cool.
that's
And that Sam is ready to make
Cook it
the
up.
serum
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
cook it.
Is he like a pot guy or is he like
No, he's
Yeah, I mean,
cooking
he had-
heroin?
he's a green thumb. I feel like, yeah.
Well, yeah.
He definitely had some pot plants in
absolutely.
that greenhouse.
Anybody
Yeah.
that has a mortar and pestle, you trust them. Okay,
Yeah.
it might as well be a pharmacist.
I don't know. I mean, he's very
gardener.
quick
got a
to
green thumb.
cook
Come on.
something akin to heroin.
Yeah,
right?
whatever. It's all good.
So he cooks up some heroin.
Cook that shit up in a spoon.
Werewolf heroin.
Werewolf heroin.
Where Owen?
Hoping the injection will work. And Sam knows it's really for Ginger. He's like, listen, I know you've been telling me it's you this whole time, but I know it's actually Ginger.
And I also love that he understands that about her.
Yeah.
He understands that she doesn't feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, this isn't for me. This is for someone else that I love. But he's smart enough to realize that I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. We got this.
And I like
Now
that
let
he-
me cook you some heroin.
Yeah, and I like that he adds the caveat, like, well, you might at least put her out of her misery. Like,
Yeah.
we don't
This
know
is
how
either
that's
gonna
gonna work.
make-
So,
Yeah, it's either going to make her better or she's going to kill her.
Yeah.
One
Have
of the
fun
two.
killing your sister or curing her.
I gotta tell you what, though.
Go either way.
Either way, it's going to be awesome.
Your Christmas haul is gonna get bigger if this goes sideways.
So Ginger escapes, and B goes looking for her, but she finds Jason attacking this kid. So on her way to school, B finds Jason, and she actually gets into like a little bit of a scuffle with Jason, and B injects him with the serum, which actually kind of worked, like because he starts to calm down.
His acne clears up, and his acting gets a little bit better.
Right.
And she doesn't inject him. She jabs that thing into his freaking neck.
Actually, it's kind of hilarious because the whole time he's like talking to her, it's still in his neck.
And
he's like, I
he
gotta
walks
go home.
away with it.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
just walks away.
It reminded me of, you remember the scene in Terminator 2 when what's her name has the needle at his neck? I was like, oh, it's the same thing.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah. I hope he walks through a jail door, something like that.
Yeah. So B gets to school, but it's a little too late because she finds Mr. Wayne dead, and Ginger pretty much like tore him apart.
Yeah. Very dead. Very much so dead.
And B tells Ginger she will help clean it up, but Ginger then kills the poor maintenance man, who may or may not have been like
leering at her. Yeah, we don't know.
Anyways, but yeah. But she ends up killing the maintenance man, and B is kind of like, dude, why? You know?
Especially since they just found out earlier that day that he was blind.
Oh, poor guy.
I know.
And at home, we see where the mom finds the fingers of Trina first.
Which she's cool with, by the way.
Then,
Yes, because she thinks they're part of the Death
Yeah.
Project,
yeah,
and she
she's
puts
like, oh, it's
them in
part
its
of the thing.
Tupperware.
Right.
Yeah, well,
The dad's
Tupperware.
like, holy shit, look what I found. And the mom's like,
Yeah.
MBD.
No big deal. Don't worry
It's
about it.
alright. And then she's like, you know what? Maybe I should dig around a little bit. And so she digs up like the.
But also, let me wait till Dad gets out of here.
Yeah.
Which I kind of enjoyed because it's like a protective thing, like a mother-daughter. Like, I'm going to protect hers.
I gotta protect.
Or
this
maybe
kid.
she just thinks this is what the kids are into these days, and she's just trying to be like a cool mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I got it.
he's not going to get it.
He won't get it. Once I
TikTok,
find this
Stanley
dead
Cups,
body-
burying bodies underneath the shed.
They're going to invite me to everything. Hey, girls, I kill people too.
Hey, we're gonna be besties.
Wait. His little shoulder thing that he's doing. I don't know what he's doing.
I pictured her wearing like shoulder.
I know, but it's just so subtle. He's just doing a little shoulder shimmy.
So B runs to the
I
greenhouse.
wish this was a visual medium.
Because it was fantastic. He was so jovial about it.
So B runs to the greenhouse to stop Ginger, and because they're having this huge like Halloween bash at the greenhouse, and
Because that's where you have a Halloween bash at
that's
the greenhouse.
best place to go. So B runs, and the mom actually picks her up on the way, and this is when you finally see that there is like a
The
bit
mother-daughter
of a
bond.
Yeah,
I love the Eminem style. Get in, loser.
yeah,
She just screeches up. Get in, loser.
so good.
And then she just casually hands her the Tupperware.
Yeah,
The fingers,
She's
like,
I
honey,
get
here.
it.
But then she gets an understanding of like, okay, I know what we're doing.
Okay.
And
I know
also,
where we're going.
but not, she doesn't get out of the car until mom starts making it all about herself.
She's like, it's my fault. Actually,
Like,
yeah.
Mom, no, this isn't the time.
But we see where Ginger gets to the party, and she's even more, like her features have taken on even more of like
Yeah,
the werewolf.
the producers took
itself.
more clothing off her. Got it.
I-
It made
Yeah.
made the shirt a little bit tighter and the waistline on the pants a little bit lower. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
The sad documentary about this movie is coming out.
Coming out. It's on its way.
Hey, you know what's really cool though? A little visual thing. I like that for a while. Towards the end, she has like one spooky blue eye and then like a regular like human eye.
Like those
And
dogs.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more like there's like a little bit of her humanity still present.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then by the time you see her at the Halloween party, it's just gone. Now she's like a predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, that connection that she has to.
Her
be-
humanity is
yeah.
kind of
has
But that
stripped
was
away.
neat.
She has the face of a pug at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. So the mom feels at fault for everything that's happening,
As she should.
and but B assures her, she's like, "Hey, it's not your fault. It's none of this
It's
is your
Dad's fault.
Yes, because let's go start a new life. We can make a gas explosion and we'll just move on.
fault." Yeah.
it's so off the cuff. Like, it'll be fine.
It'll be just the girls.
It'll just be us, and it'll be
Girl
great.
trip.
Yeah.
She's so casual.
Poor dad. This is what I was bringing up before. I'm like, poor dad.
She's so casual about killing off the father.
Yeah.
Like, she
No
makes
worries
no
at all.
effort to try and keep him alive and bring him into the new life.
Nope.
She's like, nope, just get rid of him.
Yep.
Yeah,
And her
just-
little jack-o'-lantern earrings just bounce freely and happily as she's like, yeah, we'll just kill your dad. And
That might
just
be the
leave.
most evil thing in this movie.
Yeah, she's like, I understand why Ginger's the way she is, Mom, but what's your story?
What the hell?
What the hell?
She's like, yeah, we'll just like chop your dad up. Wouldn't that be fun?
It'll be cool.
It'll be like one of your little movies.
I'll just be like one of the girls.
Mom, there's like 10 steps in between us leaving Dad and killing him. We don't have to kill him.
We don't
Like,
have to
let's
kill
let's
him.
find some common ground
I
here.
can put them in a microwave. It doesn't matter.
People get divorced all the time, Mom.
We don't have to kill him right away.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be like a little bit cooler if we did kill him?
It's like, why don't you just get a divorce, Mom?
Girls' Day.
Girls. So in the party, Ginger finds Sam, and B shows up just in time and takes a blood oath to show Ginger that she actually wants to
I love
help
a
her.
blood oath. Blood oath
Yeah,
is always
She
fantastic.
like cuts her hand open and cuts Ginger's hand, and they share a little bit of blood. And she's like, "Listen, I'm cursed now too, but I want to help you, and let's get out of here."
Let's do it together. We've done everything else together. Let's do this together. Yeah.
So we see where
I wish I got into that car from Grease.
Grease lightning.
We go
Oh, the one at the end.
together.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one's different.
Wouldn't that be better?
and they're just waving
Yeah, they're
back
just waving goodbye.
to the greenhouse.
And that was the credits, roll credits
Yeah.
right after.
Wouldn't that have been a better ending than the one we
And
got?
Sam's like, I might be really high right now because the car's just flying away.
We go together.
Except it would still be her minivan because
Right. Oh, yeah, that's
she
right.
would never give up her minivan.
Yeah, the mom's still there, driving. She's
Girls, turn back and wave. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye to Dad.
wave goodbye to Dad. Come on,
Nice
girls.
knowing you, Dad.
So Sam drives
Girls'
Ginger
Day.
Dad just like wipes his brow. Like, oof. Thank God they're gone.
No
Dodged
more
a bullet.
weird blood cakes at dinner.
Yeah. I think he wants out just as much as the mom
As they
does.
want him out.
See, like he was just trying to figure out a real polite way to exit the family, but he's like, they want to leave, let them go.
I left my job 6 months ago. I'm just working on this idea to
Just
get
go
out
to
of
the movie
here.
theater every day.
So,
Trying to write my book.
yeah. So Sam drives Ginger and B home to get more of the serum, and B is hoping to cure Ginger, then herself.
You make one batch of it. Why not make 4 batches of it and just have it ready? Okay, if this one batch works, we know that we have 3 backed up. I'm just saying it like,
Right.
you know, production. As far as production goes, like have that shit backed
Are
up.
you saying
Yeah.
that this could have dropped like 10 minutes off this movie?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
But on the drive home, Ginger completes her transformation, and so when they arrive back at the house, Ginger breaks out of the van, and the two have to go into the house where Ginger the wolf just ran into.
And I also love how they're shocked how she broke out of the unlocked van.
Yeah. He's
Like, how did she
"Oh,
get
man,
out?
I meant to
Did you
fix
lock
that
it?
door.
And I also loved how when they were driving to the house, Bridget had her head out the window like a dog.
Like a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
she's
well,
hung in the wind.
she's really changing quickly. She's
Yeah.
already taking on those
She's
dog
like
qualities.
taking it on like even faster, it is cool in the van. She
Sticking
like
your head out
shows
the
her
window and
hand,
like, oh, okay.
that it's already working, like it's already healing.
Yeah.
It's already in. Wait, what?
Like her.
What happens?
B like she
Shows
shows
her
her
hand.
hand in the van to Sam because he's like, oh, how do we even know that you're changing? And she
Oh,
shows
and then and it's like healing already.
yeah,
okay.
it's already healed.
I feel yeah.
Yeah.
Has a little patch of fur on it too, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so Sam starts cooking up the serum, and they devise a plan. But unfortunately for Sam, they're hiding in the pantry, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna make a quick look."
Yeah. You ever have to cook up a batch?
Yeah,
From the
he cooks
floor
up
in a
a
pantry?
batch on the pantry floor.
On the fly.
And unfortunately for him, he peeks out the door and just gets ripped right out by Ginger.
Torn out of there.
And it's just like you hear him getting tossed around left and right.
And she plays it pretty cool considering what's going on right outside the door.
I know.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, he might be okay.
Yeah, even with that blood coming under the door, he's probably all right.
The pool of blood coming on maybe he's okay.
It was a lot of blood. And
so much blood.
So B finally gets the courage, right, to step out of the pantry and she finds the cure and stuff, right? So she's like, okay, I'm gonna just follow this trail of blood. And there's so much blood that I was actually like, oh, he's still alive, because she finds him in the basement and the wolf is kind of like eating his leg a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's like very Terminator 2.
Very Terminator. Oh, there's. Yeah, I was gonna make that reference. Yeah.
And
yeah, just a
so
little
good.
bit.
That'd be funny if he just kept coming back. He's just like, I just think he's dead. He's just like,
I'm back. I'm okay. I'm okay. I swear.
it's like the minister guy in Cannibal the Musical.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know?
Oh, so good. But yeah,
That's a real movie, everybody at home.
I don't believe
by
it.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the first thing that they made.
Nice.
My heart is full. Oh wait. Oh no. The sky is blue and all the leaves are green. My heart is full as a baked potato.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I don't
Sure.
know how I remember that.
Okay.
But anyways, when she gets down there, B has this moment like, okay, maybe I'll embrace being a werewolf, right? So
she has a choice to make.
Yeah.
Much like
So
Sophie.
she starts sipping the blood out of
Yeah.
Sam.
It's like a person dabbling with being a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, maybe this is for me.
Maybe this is... And she's like trying the blood. She's like trying to sip it.
You have a little quinoa with some
Yeah.
lime
She's like-
and some butter, and you're like, oh,
She's
this
like
is
putting
pretty
some
good.
salt on it.
This is okay. I'm going to eat this.
I'm going to grab a drink really quick. I'll be right back. It's a little salty for me, so I like to sweeten it up.
Yeah.
That'd be
So-
funny if like they cut like a hard cut to her like at the stove and she's got a little chef hat on.
Yeah, she's like...
Pouring
dressing
different
it up.
spices
Blood.
onto the blood.
So she's trying the blood.
The
And then,
werewolf dog is just drinking it out of a bowl.
yeah. But the werewolf still like looks up at B and then sees, oh, she's eating with me.
Yeah.
So like, okay, cool. And so the werewolf goes back to eating, and B is like trying to sip the blood, and she's like, oh, I can't do this
it's
anymore.
gross because it's
She's
blood.
like, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
I can't eat this blood because it tastes like blood.
Yeah.
I can't.
And so
It's
the
like when a
werewolf,
chef sees somebody like not like their food.
It's like when an order goes back to the kitchen and someone says, well done. It's like,
Yeah.
ugh, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Don't do
How
that.
do you like your burgers, EJ?
well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Jesus
I gave up eating red meat though, like almost a year ago, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Hey,
so
proud of you then. Proud of you
probably
now.
not. So,
Hasn't given up deep fried pizzas though. I can tell you that
no,
much. No,
still love the deep
I
fried
saw that
pizzas.
guy.
On
Yeah.
Saturday.
I
yeah.
remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, it
A
was
lot of them
Saturday right before the birthday party. I came here to eat
Yeah?
because I was like, I'm not going to eat at the party because I feel like I'll be like walking around and talking all the whole time. So I actually came here.
We've been grinding up like beef into your
Yeah.
into your food.
Oh.
And I'm surprised
thanks.
that like you didn't taste the beef in the Gravy Diggers pot pie. That's like
Oh.
actually
Do you-
shocking.
that's
Do you
right.
remember when you had a glass of milk at the party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was beef in that.
Oh,
It's weird.
Red
yeah.
meat.
Yeah. That's gross.
And
Sorry.
the Gravy Diggers pot pie was actually 110% ground meat. I don't know how you.
Oh.
I don't even know how they do that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
110%. That's weird.
Gravy diggers
Yeah.
for you.
You eat it and you're just doing this the whole time, reminding
Like
your
Matthew
heart.
All right.
McConaughey from Wolf of Wall Street.
All right, maybe he can rescue us. Maybe not. Go ahead.
But yeah, so she's like, I can't do this anymore. And the wolf looks up and then finally makes a kill on Sam. Like it bites his neck.
The jugular goes
Yeah,
for the
the-
jugular.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Sam finally dies.
Finally.
And poor Sam during this whole moment. Like imagine be like, all right, I'm trying
gonna
to help
die.
this kid,
Yeah.
like cure her sister, and then now she's like just drinking my blood as
Yeah.
I bleed
Sitting
out
next
here.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Wonder what his last
Imagine
thoughts
that-
And I
were.
thought she. And I also thought she liked me.
yeah.
That's
I thought
part of it,
maybe
too.
she's
She
into
was
me.
15.
Yeah, she's only 15, you creep.
You know, if he was just a little bit more law-abiding, he'd be at home, safe,
And if-
smoking
and if-
pot.
and
That's
if
right.
he originally asked at the beginning, "How old are you?"
Well, he knew.
Right. yeah. How old are you?
How old
are you?
The werewolf gives chase, and then we see where B ends up stabbing the wolf, finally.
Where did that knife come from?
Yeah,
Was that the knife from the bathroom?
He goes into the top drawer right outside the bathroom and pulls the knife out of there.
Right, but like, my question was, how did it get there? Well, like, was it from that earlier?
She put
one?
it in there.
Oh, maybe I just missed it.
Do you remember that drawer that was marked irregular knives?
Oh, how could I forget that? It was
Yeah.
very
Well,
very
There's
clearly
the-
marked.
There's
There was
the bottom
actually like
drawer.
a Kandarian dagger in there too.
The bottom drawer was
I mean, you should keep them all
spatulas.
together for ease of
Yeah.
like knowing
Yeah.
where they
You just
are,
never
right?
know.
You just never
Bottom
know which
drawer
one you're gonna need.
spatulas, middle drawer regular knives, top drawer irregular knives.
And always next to the bathroom.
Yes.
In a bureau.
Right, that's
Of
where you
course.
keep
Exactly.
the safer
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't
that's
ask
how my
questions.
apartment's
Sanitary.
set up.
Yeah. So we see where B ends up stabbing the wolf, mortally wounding it with this knife, and in the final moments of this werewolf's life, her sister's life, she actually hugs it. But we don't see where she takes the cure or tries to still save her sister with the cure.
It wasn't a hug. It was the Jurassic Park
Sam Neill.
Sam
when
Neill
he's just
on
leaning
top of
in.
the Triceratops. It
Yeah.
was, which I thought was a little more impactful. If I'm gonna be honest, I like that.
It's
There's
one of
also
my
another
favorite
connection when
movie
she-
visuals of all time, by the way.
There's also another connection in Jurassic Park when she like reaches into the werewolf droppings. Do you remember that?
And she pulls it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a giant shit.
giant pile of shit.
No, real quick thing though. In all seriousness, the last shot of this movie, the music and the visual.
Are you talking about her laying on top of
Yeah,
the
they
beast
kinda
with
just,
the,
like,
with the breath
slowly
going up
Two
and down?
beds.
back.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
thought that was
really good.
beautiful.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna make a joke.
Yeah, no, I actually, that's what I thought it was beautiful.
I
too.
want to go back to.
It's very somber.
I want to say seconds. Is it seconds before the scene before where she's looking at the pictures of her and her
Yeah.
sister,
Yes.
which I
Yeah.
thought was a very nice touch. I thought it was very insightful and helped build the relationship that her and her sister had.
What if,
Yeah.
what if like the last photo was just like her as the werewolf and she just kind of like it's like maybe not that one.
Yeah, not crazy about that photo.
Well, the other ones are nice.
The other one's all right. But I also there is one moment I kind of skipped over it, but she's leaving the party with Ginger and Sam, and the mom is coming in, and she looks back.
They
and
look
she-
at each other and
and like you could see like this guilt of like, I'm sorry, mom, like this, I have to do this, you know.
And mom also has a face of guilt, like I'm sorry I let this happen to you. Kind
yeah,
of.
And
yeah,
Dad
it's a
just
really
felt
nice moment.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like the final moment with her and Ginger is definitely the best. And you know, the whole movie they're basically like, we're gonna die side by side, right?
Yeah.
But this is like, she's like letting her sister go, you
Yeah.
know, and by her side while it happens.
Most movies would be so lucky to have the final shot of your movie have that much like weight to it,
Right.
because it's like what you take away from it.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember, like when I was watching it last night, and I did feel like the chase scene at the end was going on a little
Too long.
long.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then that last visual, I'm just kind of like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gets you to a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was awesome. So, your final thoughts on this movie?
It was good. I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not one of my favorites of all time, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was very 90s, late 90s, early 2000s nostalgic for me, so I enjoyed some of that. Yeah, I've spent worse 2 hours. It was long. It was long, wasn't it?
It was,
It was a long
it was
movie.
an hour
45
and 46 minutes, I think.
And I do the thing
Maybe.
where I stopped about 20 minutes in to check and see where I was.
Oh, no.
And I was okay with it. I was like, okay, I'm kind of okay with this.
Yeah. Actually, it's weird because I was like, oh, the opening credits don't happen until like about 7 minutes in, or whatever.
I
Yeah.
watched a TikTok of who's not B, who's the other girl that turns into the werewolf.
Ginger.
Ginger. So Ginger was talking about like an offset time, like a behind the scenes thing, and she's talking about like the first time that she had the werewolf makeup on, where she has like the brow that's condensed and whatnot, and they were in between scenes and it was a long day, and she gets into a car to take her to the next scene, but it wasn't her driver. It was like a family of a mom and 2 kids. And they look at her and they scream, and her reaction is to just scream back at them. So it's just her and a mom and 2 kids screaming at each other in the car with her in full
is
werewolf
hilarious.
makeup. It was pretty cool. Yeah, that's how much effort I put into this movie. Because other than that, no, this was. Don't make me watch another one, please.
Oh,
don't make me watch Twilight. Are you guys gonna make me watch Twilight?
Well, that's for if everybody at home would like to maybe write an email explaining why you'd like Vince to see.
Here's the
Twilight.
thing: if they saw Twilight, they don't want me to watch Twilight. They don't want to do that.
If they saw Twilight, they want you. Misery loves company.
Yeah, and your company. What are your final thoughts, Rory?
I love the visual style of this movie.
Yeah.
It really has like that like mid-October look to it. They nail that really well. As I said before, I love, Bee and Ginger. I love their characters. I feel like the sibling bond there.
Yes.
It's a very like quirky movie,
Yeah.
But no, I think as far as like werewolf cinema goes, it's top tier.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
think so
it.
too.
I feel like, again, like what I said before, maybe shave off a little bit of time here and there, but I would recommend it to anybody looking for a good werewolf movie.
Absolutely.
You could have cleared 20 minutes from this movie.
I wouldn't say 20. I would say like a good 10.
10.
Yeah.
Solid 10.
Solid 10.
A hearty 10.
But but again, like the 10 minutes that you could cut were not like miserable to watch. It's just like my editor brain just being like, okay, you could have tightened that up here and there, and it would have had a little bit more like impact. Yeah. Like I felt like the end when she's like trying out blood, and then she's like hiding under the steps, and like I felt like that was getting to the point where I was like looking at my phone for the time.
Yeah.
But again, I still think it's worth your time.
Chef always says it, and you've heard him say it. Less is more.
Yeah.
A little bit less.
No one to leave the party.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And Marcie, what are your final thoughts?
I mean, I think it's a solid indie revisionist horror kind of movie. Yeah. I said like it kind of hit me at a point when I was into werewolves, so I think that's part of like my love for it. Right. But I think
are you still into werewolves?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean we role play game. We do role playing games a lot. Like werewolves. Like that game. It's very violent, and I think that's part of my appeal. Like that's part of the appeal for me. Because I didn't have a violent life,
right.
and some of that aggression that I asked you guys about earlier, I didn't really have an outlet. Like I didn't play sports, I didn't do karate or things like that. So maybe it's like remnants of that.
Do you ever want to set a fire? Let me know.
Great, Rory, that's awesome. I have a big backyard. You want to come over and dig a hole? No. There was one line in the movie that like stuck with me. Like Ginger says something like, you try your whole life to be different, and then like your own body betrays you. And I think back to when I was a teenager, and I can remember having that exact thought. And I think like I can identify with Ginger on some level, but like B is the one that I'm like.
I feel like everyone identified with B.
Yeah. And I mean, I think of like another movie that I think I told you I really like is Welcome to the Dollhouse with Heather Matarazzo.
I love that movie.
And I feel like I was Dawn Wiener, like I was her, and I feel like B is the same way. Like on some level, I was B. Like I'm gonna go to the library and research everything on werewolves so that I know how to best help Ginger. Like I was that nerd, and I guess that's part of the appeal of the movie too.
Yeah. By the way, Welcome to the Dollhouse. Have you seen it?
No.
It's one of my favorite comedies.
The Dollhouse.
The movie rocks.
So good. I love her like little dance she does on the car.
Oh my god! And the clubhouse, and the bad boy, and
one of my favorite lines ever is like, "You think you're hot shit, but in reality, you're just cold diarrhea."
Oh. Oh, that's
I seriously love that movie.
Fucking disgusting. I'm stealing that. It's mine now. Thank you.
You're welcome. And but no, you should thank the creator of Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Should I watch it?
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You'll
I
love
won't.
it because you like with Neil and I feel
Really?
like
Have I said that before?
yeah, which Rory has to watch because
I
Did
want
you
to
tell
go.
him about-
I've said I want to go off topic, and I would love to do that movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I feel like that because you know how you loved well like a certain character from Wayne's World 2.
Yeah,
he's in with Neil.
Oh,
And I.
neato.
Not
and-
only is he in with Nail and I, he is literally playing
same
the
character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like so Michael Myers saw him in that movie and was like, I just want you to do that character, but in Wayne's World 2.
Well, do you want me to make
Yeah.
like a little derivative and make it different and like bring my own? No,
No,
do
no,
the
just
same
do the same-
fucking character you did in that movie.
do
Do it
that
here.
suspended dialogue, like how you like hold it out.
Yeah, and just what is he even talking about? Anyway,
yeah.
okay,
But no, it's a very offbeat comedy.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend it.
give it to me one more time. What is it called?
Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Welcome to the Dollhouse. Give me a
Yeah.
year.
It had to be like 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
96
So my,
or
all
something.
right, all right, my teenage years. All right, I'll see
Yeah,
if I can
I-
relate to it.
You know what's funny
It
right
could-
now? is
might
that-
be even earlier. It might be like 95.
What's kind of
Yeah.
funny is that you guys are wasting your time because he's not going to watch it. Maybe we should start
It
doing
was-
some plugs.
It was a lot earlier. It was like my high school years. It was 95.
95.
95.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have been 12.
Yeah. I was probably too young when I watched it. But anyways, let's do our plugs.
Adam Farley's music.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
want to talk about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've been listening to what he's got going on. Jim Reynolds is a producer, part of what Adam Farley is doing, and I've been listening to everything that they have on Apple Music, and it's been fantastic. I love the song that he does. I like the way that he did it here better, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, we got a lot of the amount of friends that we have that we're plugging and how creative they are. It's just kind of awesome.
Can I make one correction?
Go ahead, sir.
When you're referring to Adam Farley, do not say fantastic. It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
And by the way, check out Adam Farley's OnlyFins account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a blast. Is that all you have to? 3 Jacks? Do you want
Why don't
No,
you
I don't,
plug
even,
Free Jacks?
I don't
Go
even
ahead.
want to talk about Three
Hey, what's-
Jacks.
What's the burger of the month?
Oh shit! Oh, we're in a new month.
You're in a new month. You've got time.
All
to
right. So
plug it.
today is May 1st. It is 10. Wow. Wow. It's pretty late. The burger of the month is called the Georgia Cowboy. It is a 6-ounce beef patty with mango habanero ribs, grilled peaches, and baked beans. It's one of those burgers which is number one fantastic, but number two, if you just a couple alterations here and there, add bacon to it definitely, and try it on Texas toast.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna.
Alright.
That's what I
And
got.
then, Marcie, what would you like to plug? I know you just finished Inconveniences,
Yes, I-
which was a huge hit. You guys sold out every weekend,
We sold
right?
out. We had 3 sellouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything to plug.
Well, do you, Page the Stage?
Oh yeah,
Stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Page of Stage is May 18th. That's we do that quarterly at Diva. We have local writers that we celebrate. So we have 5 writers every night, and it's only $5. And lots of times, if they've got books, they'll sell them. there.
What is Diva? You seem to be involved in that. What is that?
Diva Theater is in Scranton on West Market Street. It's a 60-seat black box theater, and we do a lot of original works, dark comedies, dramas.
So it's something you're involved with?
Yes, I'm on the board of directors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can. Is there like a Facebook page or something? If
Yeah,
they
we're on
damn it, I'm sorry.
Facebook and Instagram at Diva Theater Scranton.
Thank you.
Alright. Awesome.
You know that
Very
the
awesome.
you know the playhouse that I'm always trying to shut down.
Yeah.
All the
Is it
petitions.
ours?
Do tell.
This is really awkward. I'm sorry. But yeah, Diva Theater. I got stuff.
right, go
Before he gets into one of the things, I saw a thing on the news today. They're shutting down a animal a rescue facility is being shut down because they don't have the funding for it. There was a company that spayed and neutered pets for a very cheap price, but it's going under because people aren't donating. So I just want to say that if you ever have anything out there pet related, please donate. Rory, do you have anything on this?
Oh, that's weird you should say that because Kitties of any PA Pet Rescue is a terrific thing that you can be a part of. I chose to be a part of it when I adopted a young kitten named Ella. She's lit up my life. You know, just a little black cat that loves being around me. So if you guys want to get involved and you want to donate some money, you want to just buy them some food, you can help out those cats and get them off the streets, get them off drugs, get them into some colleges.
I know those.
Yeah.
I know those facilities. They could always use money. They could always use food. They could always use sheets. They could always use blankets, stuff like that. So if you got it,
Cleaning supplies.
I just don't
supplies.
think, I don't think you understand. Like, you could literally just be involved with helping cats, and you do not have to be involved with helping people.
yeah, that's the best part.
So cats are adorable and people are just trash. But moving on, Ravenview Productions, that's a lot of fun. You can go on Facebook and YouTube and you can take a look at that stuff. It's a film production company that I got to put together. It's being, I think it was shut down in a few countries because the content was just so horrible.
So hot.
Fourth Cut Reviews, that's buddy Chris Conforti doing stuff. NEPA Horror Fest, June 22nd, 2024. My buddy Bob Keller and Jess Mione, just, once again, giving this area a little bit of an adrenaline shot.
Yep. And for those who don't know, Jess Mione designs all our Freakquel logos.
Jess Mione, thank you for everything you've done for us. Very helpful.
And I'm not the least bit bothered by that cease and desist order that she sent us.
She keeps saying she's going to keep sending them. I'm going to say he's going to keep ignoring them.
She kept saying she's shutting us down. But yeah, you can check out NEPA Horror Fest. You can meet Tony Todd and Virginia Madsen at the Circle Drive-In. And if that's not your thing, then fuck you. Variant Season, buddy Will Perna's band. We've spent many a nights drinking coffee and
Mark Anish.
doing,
Doing things.
Things with whatever, we're friends.
Things that we shouldn't be doing.
You can check out their music on YouTube and probably wherever you listen to your music. It's some of the better rock music you're going to listen to.
Apple Music.
If you don't like it, it's probably because you have bad taste and that's not on the band.
Yeah.
And of course, I just have to say it. We brought them up before, but boy, Gravy Diggers. Doctor says if I have any more of those pot pies, my life is going to be shortened significantly. But I am a firm believer in the fact that sometimes a short ride is still a good ride.
I remember when we were there at the doctor's, because I had to drive him home, he said, he was like, this is the worst bowel obstruction I've ever seen. And I said, it's the worst bowel obstruction you've seen so far.
Yeah.
Gravy Digger's still out there, so come and get some, guys.
Yeah, there's some left. I don't know.
It's something you're passionate about.
I just can't keep eating these things.
I get it.
It's hurting.
It's destroying him.
They don't give any hoots, but they'll give you the toots. Gravy Diggers.
How about you? What the fuck do you got?
So
hey, real quick question.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you got?
What the fuck do I got? All right, so I have a couple things. First off, friend of the show, Christopher Liu, he put out an EP. You could check that out on Spotify or iTunes. It's only like $5 to buy the whole EP. Do it. It's awesome. It's very in the realm of like Billy Joel, I would say. Have you checked it out?
No, and if you don't have the money, just go to Apple iTunes, type it in, or Spotify, and just let it play while you're sleeping. Just turn the volume off and just let them get the listens.
Give them that stuff. Yeah, give them that boost. And
but
then
the music is good, though.
It is. It's awesome. It's really, really good. Also, we have Battle of the Bards, which is coming up. Meggie, who was on the show just recently, she has something that she is going to write for the Battle of the Bards, and so best of luck to her. I hope she rocks it.
Can I jump in? Because I've done Battle of the Bards twice, and it is so much fun. Like, you have 48 hours to write a one act, and then people read it, and we have a really great time.
Yeah.
That's another thing I've been trying to
very
shut down.
SNL. It's a very SNL-esque kind of thing.
I'm in on that.
Yeah, and so you get 48 hours to write a skit, or a sketch, or like a one-act short, right? and then you hand it out to the actors who are there that night,
And they have to act it out.
and they act it out, and like they have to like they could have the script in their hand to do it, but it's so fun to watch.
And it's a challenge because
Yeah.
there's like specific things that have to be in whatever you write. Like the first time that I did it, I wrote one called Only Fannies, and it was these two old ladies, and one of them, Tilly, had a like a TikTok, right? She was showing how to create a beautiful spring centerpiece for the table, and then her friend comes over and tries to get her to give her a pie recipe, but like there had to be a basket. There had to be some like kind of mistaken identity. Like there's all these like things you have to include.
Is it ad libs with acting?
Not libs. It's just like they'll give you a couple prompts and you have to work it into
like you
the
usually
story.
have like a quote, an item, and then like an event that you have to include in what you write.
That sounds fun.
It is fun.
Hopefully, I don't get the Diva Theater shut down before they put that on.
Well, no, it's going to be at the V spot.
It's at the
yeah,
V
this
spot.
is at the V spot.
That's another one I've got my eye on.
I'll remember that.
Do you know Vinny? Vinny from the V Spot?
I don't.
Vinny's my boy. He's one of the owners there. He loves it here.
You guys have the
Shout
same
out,
name.
Vinny. What's that?
You have the same name.
Yeah, that's how that fucking works, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else you got?
You guys all know each other. So, all right.
All the
Battle of
Vinnies?
Parts.
Yeah.
All the things know each other.
So, also check out the Eastern Tribute Collective by new metal messiah Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
He was here the other day, and he's just as glorious in person as he is on the podcast.
One
I
of
love
the
it.
nicest dudes in the world. One of the best on-stage performers.
He's got a good energy.
Yeah, if you just watch him live once, you're going to be like, I got to see this all the time.
Yeah.
But he's in like 18 different cover bands.
17 now.
Yeah, I don't even know. But he does everything from Korn, System of a Down, Limp Bizkit, Avril Lavigne,
Godsmack.
Godsmack,
All of it. All the hits, all the good ones.
Yeah. So he's just doing it, man. So you can check that out on Eastern Tribute Collective on Facebook. They also have .com.
Yeah.
And then you could also check out their Instagram. And so you could see, and he has shows like literally every weekend
Everywhere.
in the tri-state area, basically.
Jersey, PA.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out. Also, friend of the show, Mike Vinch, as I like to call it, the Vinch.
Vinci?
Yeah,
Vinci?
the Vinch. So he was just on recently, and he co-created with Joe Petito, another friend of the show who's been on, NEPA Movie Maniacs. It's a movie page where you just nerd out and send all these cool links and try to make groups to go to see films together and stuff. So it's an awesome time. If you get a chance, you could join that.
If
and
you
check
like
it out.
Sylvester Stallone, you're not gonna like this fan page. It's not for you.
Because Joe Petito is
Joe's
just
yeah,
he
he's
hates
down on him.
It really is. It's another group I'm trying to get shut down.
Good. Yeah.
Is there anyone you want to see succeed, Rory, or is it you just
Cats.
trying to shut
Just
people
the
down?
cats.
I already mentioned Gravy Diggers.
Cats and
Not
gravy
the
diggers.
cats?
No.
Cats and Gravy
Cats
Diggers.
Cats and
Gravy
Gravy
Diggers.
Well, that goes
That's
without
it.
saying. Kitties of any PA, that's where it's at.
And also, you could check out Mike. He has his own website where it's called shantytowndesign.com, and they do a bunch of marketing and help you out creating your content.
And I may
stuff.
or may not have given Mike Vinci my credit card information to create a Freakquels website for us to sell merch at and
sweet.
come up with a username and all that stuff. Yeah, that may or may not have happened.
Hey, you know what's really funny? Mike and I were talking about how we were just going to get a bunch of suckers' credit card information.
I gave that shit away.
I know.
Immediately. Like I didn't even think about
See,
it.
Mike got his credit card information. I was like, Vince, let's just play guess the social security number.
Yeah.
I
that's
say, yeah, just give me the first 6 of your social and then the last 4 of your social.
Love it.
It'll work.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Check all those out. Also, check out Freakquels on Instagram, Freakquels Podcast. You can email us at freakquelpodcast@gmail.com.
Singular. Freakquel.
Singular. Yeah,
podcast.
just one, no S,
Yeah.
just Freakquel
Just one.
podcast.
Only one frequel.
Right. Only one. And then we also have Facebook, if you want to go on there, you can see our pictures of us with the guests and just extra stuff on there. So
Some
make sure to
feet
check that
pics,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. Make sure to rate and review us on Spotify and Apple Cast. We appreciate
5 stars, but then torch us. It's okay
Yeah.
to torch us. Just give us 5 stars.
Rate us 5 stars
Yeah.
and then just lay into us
Yeah,
in the
that's-
comments.
that's
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you could rip us apart, but then I want you to put up
You
something
could
where
rip
we can
us
just
up.
maybe. I want you to maybe set up a page so that we can also express our feelings about you.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we just like went to where someone worked and just tore them apart? Yeah.
Like, oh, I read your review for Freakquels.
Yeah.
Guy needs to start talking about mice, you say?
All right. You talking about insurance? You selling insurance?
And last but not least, we do a thing where we give emojis for the movie that we just watched. So, Vince, let's start with you. And what emojis did you give?
I have a wolf.
Okay.
I have a cigarette
Okay.
because there's just so much cigarette smoking in this. And
Yeah.
and then I have a van because I love the creepy van. Anytime there's a creepy van, I'm in on that.
Yeah.
I want to see more of creepy vans anywhere I go.
Mine's real simple.
Please.
Yeah.
I got about 60 dogs, fallen soldiers in this movie. So I'm just saying, I have.
Were any dogs hurt in the filming of this?
I don't
Can we
know, but
not
my
show them?
emojis, I just pushed the dog emoji 60 times for all 60 of my wolf friends who have fallen.
All right, EJ, what do you got as you're scrambling to search for them and you're
What are
finding
you
them right
talking
now?
about?
And,
I got.
oh, you're not waiting last minute to do this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have dog paws because of, a werewolf.
Yeah, and a dog paw got ripped off. I
Oh,
remember that.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
And then I have a bone because, Marcie said, it when the van hit the werewolf, it turned into bones. And then I've an emoji throwing up because, yeah, it's always fun to watch people vomit blood.
Oh,
How about you?
thought we were talking about Weinstein.
So like purple flowers, right? Because
Perfect.
the monk's hood and the
Yeah.
syringe emoji. I think
Nice.
you need
Excellent.
because it goes with it. Do I have to pick another one?
No,
No,
doesn't
let's
matter.
Give us a wolf
There is a little field hockey one.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do
Oh.
field hockey. That's perfect. Sport of the movie, by the way.
Nice.
There is also street hockey though at the beginning. Remember, the
Oh,
kids are
true.
like, "Oh, why
Yeah.
is she screaming? Who cares? Let's go, game on."
The little brother. Yeah.
I love
remember
that
the dog.
scene. Like, the woman is literally screaming, like,
She like falls to the ground.
yeah,
like,
it's very
crying.
dramatic,
Yeah.
and no one cares.
Yeah.
Even
And
Emily
Wayne and
Perkins
Garth are just like,
walking
"Game
up.
on."
Yeah, game on.
Game on.
But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. We love you guys, and we appreciate you tuning in every week and checking us out. And thank you to our guest, Marcie Riebe.
Nice job. Good
Thank you,
job.
Marcie.
Yeah.
Appreciate
You guys.
having you.
You were awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Please come back again.
I would love to. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, thank you so much. And with that being said, thank you for listening to Freakquels.